Good boy.
Hello, hello, AOD. Oh, thank you for the sub with Prime, AOD. I heard the notification, but I wasn't really paying attention and didn't realize. What do you mean he wasted the alert, Frost? We get that alert with every sub, not just AOD. Quick double check if there's anybody else that I want to actually send this to. Oh, I really need to learn to update my stream title. You weren't about to let anyone else claim #1 first sub? Well, I appreciate it, AOD. I need to learn to update my stream title before I hit the go live button. Let's see here. Is there anything else I need to do? You know what might be helpful as well? Starting the game. It's gonna be really difficult for you guys to see what I'm doing if the game hasn't been started. Better late than never, at least. True. Excuse me. There's my start of game music. I'll give it like 2 more minutes. Let more people jump in if they need to, want to, whatever. How are you guys doing? Just got off of work not too long ago, so fun times. Sorry, did I say fun? I meant it was work. Turning slightly night owl. I am largely night owl. If it weren't for the fact that, my work schedule says that I go in at noon, I probably wouldn't be awake until like about noon most days. Let's get started. Right, we were in the process of starting midterms. You get up at 10 and we'll be up until 3. Yeah, up until about 3 or 4. Minion is a morning bird. Oh, is that the name of your kid breaking free? Or at least what you call them online? Who should I hang out with first? Who should I study with first? Is your name for him online? Okay, that's what I thought. You know what? Let's hang out with... let's just go from the top. Gymnasium! Good morning! It's not morning yet, Lance. It's 9 p.m., or did you just wake up? Oh, are you two studying? Elisa probably met up with Laura because she was worried about her. Yeah, we both figured we had a lot of art to brush up on. It's probably not our most important subject in the grand scheme of things, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't try. I've never had to deal with a series of exams in a row like this. Laziness could very well tantamount to failure. Not sure where in the world you are, but it's 1:01 a.m. here. Breaking free. Lance lives in the same state that I do, where it is 9 p.m. Would you like to join us, Reen? Not to like half dox you, Lance, but yeah, that's all I'll say on the matter. Sure, we'll hang out with Elisa and Laura. I'd love to. The exam's supposed to be focused on the basics of the exam's supposed to focus on the basics of illustration, right? You got it. Let's get started. How about you ask the first question, Reen? Sure. Okay, first question. Elisa, what is a desin? Ooh, that's the thing that you put on your salad to make it taste better. No. I think it's a drawing that makes use of monochrome lines of varying heaviness to highlight the way a light hits its subject. You think correctly. So, Laura, what exactly is a sketch? A sketch portrays its subject roughly with very little in the way of detail. I suppose it could be linked to an early first draft of a drawing. I've seen enough people on Twitter, Blue Sky, etc. A sketch is a fully completed drawing. If you must know, I live at beep, 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 beep. Beep, boop. Welcome in, Allie. How are you doing this evening? That's right. Sketches and desins are basically two sides of the same coin, since both are used to start a painting. The big difference is that desins usually take some time to finish, whereas sketches are pretty quick. But there's a method that's even more basic than sketching. Any ideas, Laura? That would be croquis, I believe. Croquis, crocus, crocus, croco, crocs. Yeah, the easiest way to start your sketch is to wear Crocs. One moment, guys. I am going to use Le Google. how to pronounce Crocus. No. I want to listen.
Croquis.
Oh.
Croquis.
Croaky. It is croaky. Like the frog. Croaky. Can you pronounce it Crocs on purpose? If the word shows up again, Lance, then sure. You two know your stuff, but maybe that just means we should be using the harder questions to study with. Ribbit, ribbit. My subtle hints are being ignored. I might have to be less subtle. Right. I'll do that after I'm done studying with these ladies, okay? Okay, Frost? Let me see if I can find some. Hey, Reen, if you want, I can ask the next set of questions. Oh god, I might not know the answers. It's hardly effective studying if you don't know if you don't get to answer any questions yourself. It's okay, don't worry about it. Just give me a minute here and I'll find you a really good one. Well, if you insist. Maybe we should have expected this. He really is a kind-hearted person. He's also very much an older brother. And so the three continued the art studying session. Your bond with Elisa strengthened, and your bond with Alora strengthened. As Frost is not so subtly trying to remind me. W Riz, yep, absolutely. As Frost is not so subtly trying to remind me, I owe him a book reading. Well, a chapter reading. Chapter 3 of Carnelia. These are not exactly short, so I'll be here for a little bit. The train barreled on, almost flying through the thick veil of fog. Droplets of water splattered across the window's glass, extending out like transparent veins, and continued to wriggle back and forth under the pressure of swiftly passing wind. Ew, a book? Hey now, you can blame Frost for this one. Actually, you can blame me. I agreed to read one chapter at the start of every stream, or at least towards the start of every stream. Placing the temple of my head against the glass, I stared blankly down at the tickets in my hand and rubbed two fingers together between my fingers. I would be traveling by train in the border city, far south of its imperial cousin, and then to reach the Liberal Kingdom, I would have to transfer to an airship. Both of my tickets were first class, but not the highest end seats available. Damn it, mods ban this guy. There shall be no book hating in this house. Exactly. Mods, time Lance out for 30 seconds. Or a minute, however long it ends up being. That'll teach you to hate books in this house, Lance. Come on, Allie. For the sake of the bit. It's for the bit. Maybe one of you guys will get to it eventually. Maybe not, who knows. The passenger car was nearly at full capacity, but for some peculiar reason, nobody had seated themselves in the space next to mine. I mused about the empty seat, or as I mused about the empty seat, it occurred to me that Mitch may have purchased the spot ahead of time, leaving it vacant on purpose. There was no doubt in my mind that he was being paid handsomely to make sure this job was done and done well. Will you be traveling to Liberal Kingdom, sir? It's okay, you'll ban yourself. If that's what you gotta do, Lance, that's what you gotta do. 9 mess. AOD timed out Sir Lansam for 30 seconds. Thank you, AOD. That'll teach you to hate books in this household, Lance. Right around the time of my trip on the rails had passed its halfway mark, I was met with a sudden question and sat up with a start. My eyes searched for the one who asked it. There, standing in the aisle, was a single woman with a radiant complexion beaming down at me. She wore a coat with overlapping buckles secured slightly above her breast, and appeared to be in her mid-30s. Gingerly bending her knees and pointing her finger at the empty seat beside me, she asked, "Do you mind?" Interesting. With a tilt of her head, she indicated the rear of the passenger car, where swirling smoke saturated the air, and softly muttered, "The smell from the tobacco smoke is just dreadful." Wordlessly, I nodded and dragged my bag from its place on the floor, moving it over by the window to the opposite side of my feet. The woman expressed her thanks and delicately sat herself down in the seat next to mine. For being a perfect stranger, she talked on endlessly, and I appropriately reciprocated the conversation by saying that I was on my way to the Liberal Kingdom on business as an ornament specialist. Her story was that she was on a mission of mercy for the church and had an errand to fulfill in the border city. "Just so you know, people sometimes refer to me as Sister," she went on. "Of course, it's just a nickname." She recrossed her black leather boot-clad legs and out of a sort of suppressed titter from the back of her throat as she made mention of this. Sister Cornelia was her nickname. We continued on in this fashion, subjecting ourselves to a variety of idle banter, and as the time drew on, the sun overhead began to drip in its arc, crossing the celestial meridian into and descending into the west. Each time the moving train cleared a grove of trees, the entire vehicle, passenger cars and all, was bathed in a warm apricot hue, flooding into the cabins, creating a majestic spectacle. I gaped and looked at the coruscating effect, and in doing so, locked eyes with Sister Cornelia, right as the moment of brilliance of the sinking western light seeped into her rich brown irises, causing them to give off an exquisite rubescent sparkle. The glimpse made me wonder if the origin of her nickname was somehow related to the color of her eyes being linked unto the luster of a polished carnelian stone. The train gradually began to decelerate, and Sister Cornelia returned to her original seat in order to collect her bags. As a matter of habit, I checked my bag and ornament and found both the junk paper-covered package and the magical device fastened to into my trousers' inner pocket by a series of chain stitches, exactly where and how I'd left it. A woman's voice came over the intercom system announcing that the train would be arriving on schedule, and that the rainy weather was to be expected at our destination. At the conclusion of the announcement, a number of disappointed sighs could be heard from along the rows of seats. Raindrop pattered against the window outside. The glooming silhouette of the overcast city came into view. The station's signal lamp emitted an angular light, which was scattered with a refractive effect by the falling droplets of water. Then came a spine-chilling metallic sound, followed by the jolt of the orbital engines reversing thrust, and the locomotive at the front of the train lurched to a halt. Over the loudspeaker came another announcement, asking passengers to ensure that they did not leave their baggage behind. And with that, several people stood up and crowded into the aisle, watching a station worker in uniform as he waved a small flag amidst the falling rain. I packed up my bag and rose to my feet. I crossed paths with Sister Cornelia as I attempted to step aside into the aisle. We finally met the main character. Yeah, we finally met the main girl of the book. I crossed paths with Sister Cornelia as I attempted to step into the aisle. But when she tried to step aside and allow me room to pass, she suddenly tripped and fell forward. Grabbing onto my shoulder for support, she picked herself up and, with an embarrassed smile, let me by. I gave her a short bow in line with the general etiquette practices, then headed for the exit ahead of her. Following my lead, Sister Cornelia shuffled along close behind me, so close, in fact, that it felt as if she would step on my heels. Something about it just didn't feel right. Instinctively sliding my right hand into my pocket, I searched for my ornament, but the brass feeling I had grown accustomed to was nowhere to be felt. In an instant, I felt my arm being twisted behind my back by someone or something with incredible strength, the sleek sound of a blade being unsheathed, and then a warning prick of the tip at my back indicated the seriousness of the situation. "I have what you're looking for, Toby," whispered Sister Cornelia in an almost inaudible tone, her lips barely moving just behind my right ear. "Let's not try anything either, shall we? I'd hate to see your afternoon spoiled any more than it's going to be." And to show that she meant business, Sister Cornelia slightly altered the angle of her grip on my wrist, causing an explosion of agony that sent sparkles flashing behind my eyes. Okay then. Things are starting to get interesting. We meet Sister Cornelia herself. You know, the girl the book was named after. And here I thought Cornelia was going to be Toby's real name. Well then, yep. Lance, you're probably untimed out by now if you want to keep talking. And by probably, I mean absolutely. Tommy Mommy Cornelia! You know what? Yeah, honestly. Probably. It's Crow and George. Hey there, Reen. What's up? Hold on. Let me guess. You were studying away nice and diligently when your arbol lamp suddenly went out. Swing and a miss. You two seem pretty relaxed despite how close midterms are getting. Hello, comrade Omega Borel. Burrell? Well, I should crash for the night, so I'll see you all later. Have a good night, Breaking Free. We'll talk to you later. But yeah, welcome in, comrade. Do you prefer comrade, Omega, Burrell? Is that how you pronounce that last word? Borelli? Looks like Borelli. That looks like an I, not a third L. Comrade, the Lord of Vodka. Fair enough. You two seem pretty relaxed despite how close midterms are getting. Pat told you about me. Pat. Which Pat are you referring to, by chance? Who do you think you're talking to? I know better than anyone that it's pointless to start studying this late in the game. How's that working out for you? Crow's actually pretty good when it comes to practical stuff. Oh, Mr. Patriot. Gotcha. Okay. Leader of the JGMT. Yeah, I know Mr. Patriot. I don't hear a lot of people refer to him as Pat, though, because I know him IRL. But yeah, I know him. I know who that is. I'll be sure to let him know that you stopped by. Are you familiar with the Trails series, comrade? Nope. Understandable. Grow's actually pretty good when it comes to practical stuff. Survival skills, first aid, all those kinds of things. But you're interested to start it? Well, this is kind of the middle of the series. Are we getting inducted into a cult? Absolutely, Frost. We are absolutely inducting everyone into a cult. Especially with the comrade here. As for where you should start, comrade, I personally, when it comes to a long-running series like this, especially because every game is important, would recommend that you start at the beginning. However, I can't fit another cult into my life. Sorry, Frost. However, comrade, there is a remake of the very first game coming out this September. Correct me if I'm wrong, Frost. It was announced for the 25th, right? September 25th is when Sky Remake comes out. Yeah, Trails in the Sky. Correct? Good. September 25th. Yeah. If you want to get the original game, it is frequently on sale on Steam for like $10. And it is, in my opinion, quite good. True that it's not necessarily a hard set that it's going to be the 25th of September, but that's a pretty good estimate as to when it's going to be coming out. Yeah, $10, comrade. Only $10 for an entire video game that'll get you hooked, and then you'll have to play the next 11. How's the gameplay? Gameplay is JRPG. It is kind of a mix of like tactics games, but with like kind of faster turn-based RPG speed in terms of like battles and stuff. It's honestly pretty unique in the way that it handles things. When I get into actual combat, which I probably will at least a little bit tonight, you can see it. Although in this particular time frame, yeah, turn-based, love turn-based. At this particular point in time, the whatchamacallit, that wasn't the button that I wanted to push. Actually, yes it was. There we go. Just want the fan on without my lights being on. Reminds you of Fire Emblem? Yeah, a little bit, to be honest with you. Frost and and then Frost stole these words from me yesterday. I would describe the story as a political drama disguised as a video game. There are currently 12, soon to be 13 games translated in the West that span 4 separate continents, 4 separate casts of characters. Accusing you of being a thief? Yeah, I am. 13 games? Yeah, it's a lot. And they are not short games. Like, if you're playing at a casual playthrough, it'll probably take you... I want to say the shortest game in the series is, like, probably around the 30 to 40 hour range. These are not short games by any stretch of the imagination. And that's assuming you're playing through fairly casually, only really doing the main quest without doing any side quests or talking to anybody. You only heard of Cold Steel Reverie. So yeah, it's not Cold and Steel, it is just Trails of Cold Steel. There's 4 Cold Steel games. 4 games with the name Trails of Cold Steel. There's 3 Trails in the Sky games. The Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure are both part of the same arc. Trails into Reverie is part of the Cold Steel series, I think. I'm not that far. I'm only in Cold Steel 1, which is technically the 6th game in the series, but also the first game in a new arc. It's largely self-contained, apart from a few references to the other nations here and there. And if you're looking for a good place to start the series, but you don't like the PSP-era graphics of Trails in the Sky 1, Cold Steel isn't a bad place to begin. I still think it's not as good as just going back and playing Trails in the Sky directly, but it's not a bad place to start. The chibi-looking old style. Yeah, kinda. Very... slightly better than Super Nintendo is probably how I would describe the graphics of Trails in the Sky first chapter. Honestly, reminds me of Game Boy Color. It's way better than Game Boy Color, I'll say that much. Game Boy Color games don't look amazing, especially by today's standards. They looked great at the time. Don't get me wrong. And being able to play that kind of game on the go was fantastic. You had one? Same. I don't think I have it anymore, but I had one. Played Metal Gear Solid on it. Fair enough. I never got into the Metal Gear games. That's a series that I wouldn't mind giving like a proper go at some point. But also, I keep trying. I've tried to play the first game a few times, and I just don't think it's aged particularly well. And Red, yep, Pokemon Red. I didn't have a Pokemon game until the first one that I actually owned was Pokemon either Black or White. I forget which one I owned at the time. You never got to the second gym? Oh no. I've gone back and played several of them, but I have the first one that I actually owned was Pokemon Black. You were too young to understand that. That makes sense, yeah. Yeah, it does. But yeah. Where were we? Survival skills, first aid, all those kinds of things. Really? See? All the stuff you don't need to study for. But if you're feeling shaky about any of it, I'm happy to teach you a thing or two. Sure, we'll hang out with you. But I did watch most of the series since it launched. Fair. Have you gone back and played Pokemon games since at all, comrade? Or are you like, did you not care for Pokemon as a game? Negative? Well, you like turn-based games. Pokemon games are very much turn-based. And, in my opinion, pretty good games. Monster Hunter. Oh, I love Monster Hunter too. Monster Hunter games are so good. I wish my PC could even remotely handle whatchamacallit, Monster Hunter Wilds. It does not handle that game at all. And Brood War? I am not familiar with Brood War. StarCraft. I didn't really get into PC gaming until a little bit later. And keyboard and mouse, I still struggle with to this day. So StarCraft has never really been my thing. Wait, you're serious? The idea of Crow teaching anyone anything is a little bit unnerving. Real-time strategy and Command and Conquer. Fair. Wait, were you just joking? Nah, that's cool. Might as well show you the ropes. Cool if we borrow a chair or two, George? Go for it. And so, Crow pressed all of his knowledge into Reen. That about sums up what they'll be testing you first years on. You should also probably make sure you've got CPR down, too. I do actually need to brush up on that. Do you think it'll come up? It's only one of the most basic things anyone would expect out of a Thor student, so it wouldn't hurt to know. So let's say I got the Azure Blue. How long is that game? So, Trails to Azure specifically took me, I want to say, around 80 to 90 hours. I would not recommend starting with Trails to Azure. That game is halfway through an arc. It has characters that it basically expects you to already know that you just wouldn't. So, when I say 90 hours, that is with me doing every single side quest in the game, going out of my way to find extra hidden quests that the game doesn't tell you about, as well as trying to find things like every single book like you heard me reading earlier. There's a lot of stuff to do in that game. And that was the game immediately before this one. Right, here's how it goes. You find someone who's collapsed. First up is checking whether or not they're conscious. If they're unconscious, it's safe to assume that they're in trouble. Next up, you're gonna want to shout for help. You're not gonna want to try to handle this on your own. You got it? The more people you have helping you out, the better their chances are to survive. That makes sense. Now I get the hint that the game is godly well made. Yes. They are not long for the sake of length. They are not long because you are sitting there grinding like 30 levels because, you know, the boss is just too hard or whatever. They are long because they are very story intensive. Every character changes dialogue multiple times over the course of every chapter. Reminds you of Final Fantasy? Kinda, except like way more detailed. Way more detailed. Like, you play a Final Fantasy game, you talk to somebody in the first town, they say, hi, welcome to whatever. And then you come back way later in the game, and they're still just saying, hi, welcome to whatever city. The grin? Comrade, Breen doesn't have a grin here. He's frowning, if anything. Mostly just a blank neutral. Oh yeah, they only say hi and goodbye. Yep. This game doesn't do that. What I didn't even say that every game... Yeah, no, every game is also connected. When you play through... Oh, grind! There are people in the first game that are in detail 10 games later. It's true. It's true. The main two characters of the first game will show up in later titles. And the games just kind of act like you're supposed to know who they are. It's part of why I say you should start at the very beginning. Excuse me. Next up is making sure they're breathing. So who is the villain? That is a complicated question, because demons, gods, or the government. The terrorist group is probably the best way to put it as like the overarching villain, but who the individual villains are changes from game to game. All three also is an acceptable answer there. And more often than not, the villain will be somebody that you're not expecting to be a villain until maybe towards the start of the final chapter of the game. And sometimes later than that. Genuinely, the main villain of this game is somebody that, like, you might be able to put the pieces together that they're the main villain earlier, but the game doesn't reveal it to you until, like, what, half an hour before the final boss, Frost? Half an hour to an hour before the final fight is when the game is like, oh, by the way, this guy was the bad guy the whole time. Are their motives good? Because most modern games lack that. No uploading clips. Play trails to find out. Honestly, I'd say that the motives are usually pretty good. I haven't played every game. This is the farthest that I've gotten in this series. So I can't say, like, for sure if everyone has great motivations. But I'd say that they're mostly pretty good. I don't want to tell you any of them on account of major spoilers. But yeah, I'd say so. If they aren't, or something was weird about the way they are, it's CPR time. This basically involves giving them a repeated combination of chest compressions and rescue breaths. You need to keep this up until their pulse and breathing return. Got it? Don't give up until the very end. It is on, okay. For a second I thought my fan turned off. Nope. Understood. He does seem like the kind of person I could count on in a jam. I guess George was right about him being good at the practical stuff. Now all you gotta do is put that into practice. If you see a girl in need, you better get right in there. Okay. When she wakes up and sees you saved her life, instant fireworks. Your hands and lips are already in the right spots. Every time I think something positive about you, you go and say something like that. Oh well, this was useful. Thanks for taking... This was useful, though. Thanks for taking the time to teach me. One thing you'll learn, comrade? I can't fucking read to save my fucking life. Good luck, my son. Go out there and get some good grades for me. Your bond with Crow strengthened. Let's see. Let's go to Student Union next. But yeah, one of the major things about this game is the characters and the way they interact and the way that... Yeah, characters. I love character-driven games, okay? And this game is definitely one of the better ones, in my opinion. Curse you, Bale? Why are you cursing the Bale? Who's bailed? Who's bailing? Oh, hi, Reen. How goes the studying? Then I might get the first game on PC. Ooh. Is that an Aiden reference? Elden reference? Elden Ring, I assume? I suppose it's probably fine. But these are going to be my first midterms ever, so I'm more than a little nervous. And also, the Lord of Destruction from Diablo 2. There is one bad person. If you don't guess it long before they show it, I'm going to make non-stop fun of you. You might need to ban me. Maybe. We'll find out when the time comes, Frost. First years. How innocent. It doesn't help that all the military academies have a lot of subjects other schools don't, but you'll get used to it. That's true. Combat studies and military science, to name a few. To name two. Oh, and you're gonna want to make sure you're ready for the political economics exam, too. Why is that? Well, it's Mustache Man's subject. That's not a very nice thing to call Vice Principal Heinrich, Angie. He does seem like the type to write a ridiculously hard exam. Oh, I know. How about I give you a hand studying for it, if you're free at least? Are you sure? Of course. You're always helping me out, right? Political economics is Toa's strongest subject. You wouldn't want to pass this up. Sure. Well, if you're offering, I'd really appreciate it. I sure am. Let's get started then. Thus, Reen and Toa's study session began. Most of the stuff I was unsure about makes a lot more sense now. Hehe, that's good to hear. We should probably go over some current affairs too. For an exam? Yeah. Yeah, the vice principal has a habit of putting his questions based on recent news into his exams. This year, maybe we should go over some recently enacted laws. Yeah, that sounds like the kind of thing he'd put in there. Just so more people would be caught off guard, get it wrong, and then get lectured at for being indifferent about society. I'd rather avoid that. That's good to know. Recent laws, recent laws, recent laws, recent laws. The Financial Transactions Act from last year is one of the best known, I suppose. It requires you to inform prospective buyers of the risks when selling them stocks or securities. A number of people have suffered massive losses buying shares lately, so it was passed to keep people informed. So that's the history behind the Financial Transactions Act. Then there's the Imperial Transportation Act, which determines the rules of the road for drivers. That was last year too. There are more and more people buying cars lately, nobles and commoners, but car accidents were getting out of hand. And that was especially true in Heimdall, which is why that law was enacted there first. I'll have to try to remember that. And then there's the Provincial Taxation Act, which impacted just about every province you could think of. In other words, a fancy name for the much reveled tax increases. They're being enacted in the provinces about almost doubling land and business taxes. You've probably at least heard of them. I have, yeah. It seemed like a pretty major topic back in Celtic. If he's going to set a question about a recent law, it's probably going to be about one of these three. Hopefully that'll be some help at least. Even if none of them come up, you've really helped me out. I'm feeling a lot more confident now. Thank you both for all of your help. I didn't do anything at all. I'm just hanging out. If there's anything else you want to know, let me know. I'd be happy to help. Thanks, I will. That was Angie's voice. Thanks, I will. That's better. Your bond with Toa strengthened. Good luck in your midterms. I'll be wishing you the best. Remember, look over your notes early and often. You don't want to get flustered on the exam and forget everything and fail. That's true, I don't. I mean, Frost probably wants me to do that. But I don't want to do it myself. Hey, it's V and Emma. Toa power! Exactly. Are the two of you going over Erebonian history? I can't memorize things like this. Because it's all pointless. Fee? That seems a little harsh. Oh, I know. Why don't you join us, Reen? I'm sure it would make studying more enjoyable for Fee, too. Sure. That sounds like a good idea to me. The exam's going to be focused on the War of the Lions, right? That's right. Shall we start from the beginning, then? After that, Drycles gathered soldiers in the Nord Highlands. And in the year 952 of the Septine calendar, he liberated the capital, bringing the war to an end. Excellent! Well done, Fee! I guess it stuck. Incidentally, the war came to an end in July of that year, which is next month, so that's easy to remember. They say it was raining in Heimdall that day. But legend has it that the moment Emperor Drycles stepped into the city, the rain stopped. That sounds like an urban legend. Huh. That's neat. Yeah, that seems like a story that'll stick in your memory. You're a pretty good teacher, aren't you? Well, I'm always using tricks like these to help me remember things. If you're having fun while you study, it makes it that much easier for the material to stick in your memory. Interesting, so that's your method. Well, if you can do it, we can do it too. Shall we finish this stuff off then? Please. Reen stayed with Emma and Fee for a little while longer, making sure they knew their Erebonian history back to front. Bond with Emma strengthened, your bond with Fee strengthened. Met rank 5 with both of you, so... Guessing... either Eustace or Machias will be in here. Machias with Gaius. Oh, so this is where you are. Wow, when you guys study, you two don't mess around. Well, no better motivator than fear, right? Our exams start tomorrow, and we've got to know our orbital science. I want to make sure I can study as much as I possibly can before then. There's no such thing as too prepared. But besides, this is our last chance to get a full day of studying in. How about it, Reen? Up for one last marathon study session? Yeah, sure. Sure, I'll join you guys for a while. Orbital science isn't quite my forte anyway. In that case, let's get started with the basics. Sounds good to me. So, orbital energy is generated by Semptium, right? And it differs from other types of energy in that it replenishes itself over time. It's hard to imagine what life would be like without it. Orbital energy is in everything. Lighting, railways, telephones, battle ornaments. That segues nicely into our next topic. Let's talk battle ornaments. Their first key feature is their portability. Their second is their ability to synchronize with their users, allowing them to easily use orbital arts. Magic for the everyman. Feature 3 is their flexibility. A battle ornament's capabilities can change dramatically based on the quartz within. Haha, that summary wouldn't have been more perfect if we read it out of our textbooks. That's Armachius. I can't believe you could rattle all that stuff without even stopping to think. But if you already have the basics down, are you just trying to help me instead of focusing on what you really need to study? No, it's not that. Reciting the information I've learned like this helps it stick in my memory. It may look flashy, but this is really productive studying for me too. Well, everyone needs a method. As I said earlier, it's not possible to be too prepared. And while we still have a lot of ground to cover in our orbital science review, I would appreciate it if you would help me study for a few others when we're done. Guess who's back? Lance! You were back a while ago. You were only banned for 30 seconds. Yeah, Frost, Eminem's back. I don't know why Lance is bringing it up, though. Slim Shady. Of course not. Or of course. I'd be happy to. Really? Well, thanks. Sticky, Slim Shady. Reen, Machias, and Elliot continued their orbital science studies, feeling much more confident about the exam every minute. Bond with Elliot and Machias strengthened. Copyright strike. The most correct answer. I have been out-memed. Mods, ban Frost for 30 seconds for getting out-memed. How dare he? This is so hard, Teresa. Help me. Mods ban this guy. Yep. Come now. Don't give up so quickly. The two of us will never get through these. Or the two of us will get through these together, one by one. You know, she'd be an awful teacher if she was saying the two of us will never get through these together. You really are hopeless when it comes to studying, aren't you? Gee, thanks for the reminder. Yep. Follower emotes. I'm just sad that I don't have my own personal emotes yet, but you know what? I'll take the free ones that came with becoming an affiliate. For now, at least. Oh! Are the two of you studying military science? That's a sub emote, but you're not subbed, Frost. Or are you? No, you're not. You're not subbed, Frost. What? Hacks! Unless... Yeah, that's a follower emote, I'm pretty sure. AOD's a sub. Oh, are the two of you studying military science? Looks like you guys are tearing through things, too. More or less. You caught us just as we reached the section on military symbols. Care to join us? Poor streamer, don't know. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Study with guys in USIS? Yep. Sure, couldn't hurt. I didn't know a thing about military science until we entered the academy, so I'm not feeling terribly confident. It's not as though most schools teach military minutia alongside literature and math. We're all in the same boat. Either way, we'd be happy to have another person to paddle. Have a seat. Then let's begin. Map marking symbols are used to represent an assortment of different units and formations. Wanted to come and say, hey, congrats on making affiliate, bro. Thank you, Crimson! I appreciate it. Ooh! Of course, with affiliate comes our first round of ad breaks. I'm so happy. You excited? Yeah! I'm excited. Infantry is a square with an X in it. Or a rectangle with an X in it, sorry. Reen, try to draw the symbol for headquarters from memory. Gotcha. I'm pretty sure it's this. How's it going? I love watching unskippable ads. I am sorry, Lance. Part of being an affiliate and part of getting Twitch to pay me is you gotta have ads. Fortunately, they're not going to be coming for another roughly 2 minutes. As for how it's going, Crimson, it's going well. We've been studying with all of our classmates, getting ready for tomorrow's midterm exams. There's supposed to be a... Oh, that is true, AOD. There is a solution to this problem, Lance. Just saying. To the unskippable ads problem, Lance. You don't have to watch them. Just saying. Click that subscribe with Twitch Prime button. Oh god! Wait, AOT, how many is that? Holy... What? AOT gifted 5 subs? Oh my goodness. I wasn't expecting that at all. Thank you so much, AOD. Getting a Twitch sub to Frost, to Scoot 2000, to Crimson, you rascal, and to Lance. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, Frost. Now you don't have to watch the ads that are coming up in about 45 seconds. AOD cheating by scamming me out of the Founder's Badge. Yep, it's true. Wait, is that a hype train? No, that's not a hype train. Though apparently we're already halfway to the initial goal that Twitch gives you of of 10 subs, though. So that's exciting. But it could be. That's up to you guys. I can't make it happen. Well, I guess I could. but you guys can definitely make it happen. Lance, how many streams of mine have you come to, and you're just now following me? For shame. For shame. I'm not gonna say to ban you this time, but I want you to go into that corner and think about what you haven't done until this very moment. Gaius, you think you can draw the symbol for an armor troop? Sure, this should be it. Mods, don't ban this guy. Don't ban him. I don't want him banned. I want him to think about his decisions. Ban AOD? No, don't ban AOD. He is a mod. He can't ban himself. And I'm not about to do it. I'm going to wait a few minutes while the ads are going, because I know that the game is very story heavy. Exactly, AOD is the law. He's not above the law, but he is the law. Actually, I am the law. I'm above the law. I need Allie back. Nope. I don't think she's here right now, Frost. In the meantime, you got me and AOD. I am the lawyer. Exactly. Nobody here is above the law. Not me. Not AOD. That's it. Ban everyone. No! I don't want people banned. Different from the Yakers. That one caught me off guard. AOD. Okay. That was good. Oh. So to those of you who aren't subscribed, how does it feel to be in ads right now? Did you check out the manga last night at all, or straight to sleep? So I went to sleep last night, and then after I woke up this morning, had to leave early to go to work, and then was getting food, I was like, oh yeah, he sent this to me, didn't he? I read a few pages of it, then my food came out, and so I stopped, and then I didn't pick it back up because of this little thing called I had work. And work sucks. Excuse me. That is all. Work sucks. Ads will be over shortly. I love this music. I just realized that there was the sound of rain in the background. Like, I know it's raining in-game, but the sound of rain is so nice. I love the sound of rain in real life. Just the pitter-patter of rain, just... I can't mimic the sound of rain. I'm not gonna try anymore. Also, I just realized ad break is over. Welcome back, ad watchers. You didn't miss anything. I made sure of that. Sure, this should be it. That's the armor. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Armor is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Now I have a tough one for you. What does this symbol mean? Ooh, that's the letter E, but turned sideways. That's engineer, right? You got it. Okay then, I guess that one won't be too hard to remember. Phew, there's so much to memorize for this class, and the fact that we're going in blind makes it even worse. These seems like the raw basics too. Given that not all of us will end up involved with the military, it does seem a little excessive. But bear in mind that our military science class is to teach us how to deal with harsh situations efficiently. In that sense, there's plenty to learn, even if we never find ourselves on a battlefield. That's probably why it's mandatory. If it could save our lives, we owe it to ourselves to do well. Haha, agreed. Eustace, Gaius, and Reen stayed together for a while longer, continuing to test each other on military science. Your bond with Eustace and Gaius strengthened. Yay! Bong bong. Ding dong bing bong! Oh, it's already time to head home. I didn't even realize because of the rain. I guess I should get ready to head back to the dorms. We studied with a lot of people in the last, like... How much longer after class lets out does the school stay open? Like, even if we're generous and say it's still open for like 2 hours, that's a long time for us to be... Or we did a lot of studying in that 2 hours. Also, we have a lovely voice. Oh, hi!
I do apologize for stopping you on a rainy day like this. Do you know if this is the building in which I might find the principal's office?
Are you a new student, Miss Maid-like girl?
Oh, yeah, you're in the right place. His office is in the East Wing, first floor.
I know who she is.
The
Don't worry.
receptionist might have gone home already, but I can show you the way if you'd like.
But that's because I've played the game before. You're not supposed to know who she is.
Thank you for your kindness. But I couldn't possibly trouble you more than I have already. I'll be able to find the way, I'm sure. Well then, if you'll excuse me, Master Reen.
How do you know my name?
Wait a minute.
It is a maid. Is it a maid if they don't mysteriously know your name? That's a good point. At least in anime and video games. If they don't mysteriously know your name, are they really a maid?
How does she know who I am?
We were just having this conversation, Reen. It's because you're in an anime video game.
Reen?
Hey, Lisa.
Hey there, Elisa. Heading back to the dorm?
Yep. Emma and the others are staying a little longer to cram a little more.
This is anime. I thought it was manga. You know what? There's a lot of reading. I can understand how you might make that confusion, Lance.
But I figured I'm not going to learn much more today, so I might as well call it a night and start prepping for tomorrow.
That's fair.
Right. Well, you're going my way, so what do you say we head back together?
Yeah, I'd agree that she's heading your way.
Sure, okay. Hey, it's not often the two of us get to walk back to the dorms together, is it?
Well, at least I got something good out of this downpour.
It's both. It's also drama CDs, sort of movies. It's also an OVA. It's also an anime series that nobody likes. Apparently. I haven't seen it. And I don't think I'm going to be watching that on stream. You're going my way, and I'm going to drive it all night long. Exactly.
Is there even a filter between your brain and your mouth?
I do not remember what he said literally 5 seconds ago. I was too busy talking to chat.
Nah, no need for that between friends. But you're in good company. My sister's asked me that before, too.
She was talking to you, not Reen. True.
She must be a saint to have put up with you all these years.
No, he's a teenager. Of course. Teenagers have zero filter whatsoever. I can confirm I used to be a teenager. Also, Lance, Reen's about your age. Why aren't you a master of military tactics by now? Hmm?
Anyway, how do you think you did on the exams?
I don't know. Oh no, a kid? Don't worry. He's not legally a kid. But he's basically a baby.
Not sure. I gave it the best I've got. Still, I've got that nagging feeling I could have hit the books a little harder.
I wish I was as smart as you.
Oh, then we don't have to block him, we good. Yep. He's basically a baby. Well, according to the law, he is very much an adult.
Back when we took the entrance exam, only Emma and Machias scored higher than you, right?
Ah, so Elisa's the third highest scoring person to take the exam.
Eustace came in a little higher than me, too.
Never mind, she is the fourth.
Back home, I usually came in near the top in exams.
A child, no. Yeah, you are, Lance.
I guess that goes to show that Erebonia has no shortage of smart people.
You're a little bitty baby.
No doubt about that. Bookworms pour in here from all corners of the Empire.
Fair.
You said you're from Ruhr, right? Coming out on top in a city that size is still pretty impressive.
I suppose, though that was just at the Sunday school level.
I am a man! I'm not a girl. I'm a boy. I mean, a man. I'm a Spider-Man.
Aren't you curious about, my family and stuff?
Why would he be, Elisa?
You mean the mysterious Elisa R., agent of national intrigue?
He's a real Erebonian man. It's true. Reen is a man.
Well, yeah, of course I am. But you probably have good reasons for keeping it under wraps, so I don't want to pry.
Exactly.
It's not that major or anything. Especially compared to what you and Fee have told us about yourselves.
I've never really thought my family circumstances were a big deal, though Fee's past sure came as a surprise. I wonder now, when I look at her, what her life in a Jaeger Corps must have been like.
Jaeger?
It seems like Instructor Sarah knows more about her past than we do. Back at the entrance ceremony, I got the impression they'd met before.
Same. Oh, speaking of weird meetings, I ran into someone kind of strange earlier.
I don't get it.
Oh?
Yeah, I was talking to her just before you called to me.
Reen told Elisa about the woman in the maid uniform. Someone does.
A maid who knew your
Fair
name?
enough.
This isn't the part where it turns out she knows you because you've tried to hit on her in town before, is it?
I would certainly hope not, Elisa. I wouldn't hit on anybody in town. I only hit on my classmates. So far.
As if an upstanding guy like me could pull off the Casanova act.
I do the memes for the few who know. That's fair.
She seemed a couple years older than us. Maybe 20 or so?
So I guess she's not a new student. Unless she's coming in as a second year that got held back.
A maid in her early 20s.
Something wrong?
No, just thinking. There's no way it could really have been her.
The cat-eye boob maid? You missed the opportunity to say that while she was on screen, Frost.
Mother keeps her far too busy to find the time to come here. Ahem. Anyway, maybe the upper class dorm has a new hire starting out or something?
You were AFK? Tough. You weren't here to say it, so you don't get to say it anymore.
Though that wouldn't explain how she knew your name. Maybe you're just more popular than you let on.
Maybe more women have crushes on you than you think, Reen. Try and stop you? AOD can stop you, and I don't even have to stop stream for him to do it. The next day. The first of 4 grueling days of midterms exams began. Alrighty, chat. How well have you guys been paying attention? because we actually need to know this stuff. Erebonian history question. The Middle Ages War of the Lions was brought to an end by Emperor Dracos. When did the war end? Purple, final answer. Fuck, that's not one of the options. I'm not going to look up the answers. I'm going to try to remember things because we just learned about it all in the last 1 hour and 17 minutes. 42, factorial. July? This should be the right answer. Heck yeah! Question 1, answered. Let's ace this final exam, or this midterm exam. Excuse me. Art question. Mr. A wants to draw a rough, colored water image. Which of the following styles would be the most appropriate? A sketch, a dessin, a croquis, or tracing? He's lying. I sent him the answers last night. Don't let him fool you. Even if you did, I'm not looking at them. Also, you didn't send me the answers. You sent me where to find the instructors to talk to. It's either dessin or croquis. I think dessin? No! Not too sure about this one. I've already got one question wrong, Frost. Just end me now. Got him! It's true, you got me. Military science question 1. Figure 1 depicts a military formation. What type of unit is currently advancing? Oh, God. Direction of the advance. My work is done. D's nuts. Yes. All Gotham's are basically just D's nuts jokes. I know it's not the engineers because they're, you know, in the back line there. Is this just infantry? No, army is the Yu-Gi-Oh. Wait. Is it armored? I'm not confident about that. Oh! I got it right anyways. Heck yeah. Armored is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. If you don't know, C is always a solid guess. That is how tests work, obviously. Which of the following statements about orbits are all purport to be true? Which is not? Abilities change based on their quartz. They synchronize with their user, allow arts usage without quartz. Orbital energy recovers over time. I know this is true. I know this is true. This is true. They synchronize with their user, I think is wrong. This guy is gonna let that shitter Machias get a better score. Yeah. Yeah. No, what? That's wrong too? No! Just kill me. Just kill me right now. I ain't about to reload and try to get a better score here. Bro's failing. Yeah, answer was obviously C. Yeah, F's in the chat for my grades in this class. Of the following laws enacted last year, which one came into force first in Heimel? Have you never played this game before? Bless up. Of the following laws enacted last year, which one was first? God, I do not remember which one they were talking about when they said that. Using a spell without a quartz is not in any game. I misread the answer. For some reason, I thought it was just casting a spell without... For some reason, I misinterpreted it as casting a spell without being a mage, which is what quartz let you do. Yeah, no, that's on me. I'm a dumbass. Agreed, Frost. Agreed. Of the following laws enacted in Heimdall, which last year, which one first came in Heimdall? I thought this was about. Oh yeah, public transportation. Guessing C. Yeah, we got it right. Told you. Yeah, you did. You did. Emergency CPR is divided into roughly 4 steps. Put these steps into the correct order. C 3 times in a row. Lol. No! I hate it when that happens. Check if the person is breathing. Check if the person is conscious. So I know it's already B or C. Perform chest compressions and rescue breaths. Call for help in a loud voice. Yeah, you check if they're conscious. Call for help. Yeah. Well, I've got most of them correct. E, all of the... Yes, all of the above. Put these into the correct order. We're supposed to do all of them, right? That's not how... Okay. Congratulations on making it through 4 days of exams. And what do you know? It looks like the rain ended right along with them. Clearly, this is the goddess's way of rewarding you all for your hard work. I don't think that reasoning would stand up to scrutiny. Phew, I'm totally spent. It's over. You worked really hard, Fee. Phew. Anyway, today's a free day, so take the chance to unwind and blow off all that pent-up exam stress. Confirmed God is a female. True. True. God is a human being, and her name is Haruhi Suzumiya. Also, Sarah, my free day isn't until tomorrow. Be ready for my free day tomorrow, because AOD is making me play a horror game. Because he knows I fucking hate horror. They'll post the results next Wednesday, so take it easy until then. But don't relax too much, because you've got your next practical exam next Wednesday afternoon, too. With all the intense studying, I'd completely forgotten about that. You could stand to be a little more considerate with timing of your announcement. So next Wednesday is when we'll know where we're going for our next field study. One-winged angel blares as AOD laughs maniacally. Yeah. Remember, AOD, I have the right to just say, nope, not playing that anymore. At any point in time. Will I stick through it? Probably. But I have the right to just tell you no. No more. Yep. You'll be shipping out that weekend for another exotic trip. Anyway, make the most of tomorrow, everyone. You've earned at least one day off. I guess I should probably attend club practice once in a while. You haven't been going to practice. Oh, probably because of studying. I have theories about how long you'll hold out. Probably about 3 minutes. Shinope! Hi, Judio. Judio? Wow, I've never called you Judio. I'm so sorry, Judy. Please forgive me. It's a really long time. Yeah. Lasting for 3 minutes? We're still talking about horror games, right? Gonna be lurking, drinking some water, and resting before bed. Understandable, Judy. Thanks for the lurk. Feel free to join in on the conversation if you want to ignore the video game. You guys are really going to enjoy what I have in store for Shinope. No. Sure. Yep. Oh, and one more thing. I've got some business to take care of out of town after we're all done here. I won't be back until tomorrow night, so don't, burn the dorm down while I'm gone or anything. You got something good? I'm gonna laugh if it turns out that, despite everything saying it's a horror game, it's actually just not. Somehow. Just I start playing and the title screen is a horror, but then I actually get into the meat and potatoes of it and it's oh, actually, this is just an educational game that starts off looking like horror. It's secretly a JRPG, exactly.
Now that the exams are over, I feel free as a bird.
Elliot, I can't sing that song. I'll get copyright struck.
And I'll keep on soaring, at least until the results come back.
Okay, that's fine.
I sympathize, but personally, I've got a good feeling about these.
Yeah, Machias, you always get the best scores.
How about you, Emma? How do you think you did?
Well, I don't think I did too badly, all things considered.
Just stop before you embarrass yourself.
We'll just have to wait and see what next week's results look like. Anyway, what do you think that was all about with Instructor Sarah?
What, the fact that she has to leave until tomorrow night?
Oh, you mean that whole thing about going out of town to meet someone?
I wonder if it's a boyfriend.
Going out of town? Won't be back until tomorrow night? It's almost as if...
She's going to meet her secret lover?
Exactly.
Impossible. The Empire hasn't yet turned out a man desperate enough to woo that alcoholic typhoon.
But there is a woman out there who can outdrink her. Has Sarah secretly fallen in love with Ina?
You have a point. I can't deny she's got the looks to snare a man, but with that personality and that lifestyle...
You guys are terrible. Totally agreed, though.
Though to have a girlfriend in another country, not unheard of, but when she doesn't really have a like long distance communication like that, it's kind of difficult.
Ouch. Not surprised to hear that from you, though, Reen. She always seems to dump the most work on you.
Will you be helping the student council again tomorrow?
You know it.
That's the plan. Heck, I'm almost looking forward to being the student council's errand boy after holding up studying for so long.
Understandable, Rain.
Perhaps so.
Oh, please let us know if you plan on exploring the old schoolhouse.
Yeah, I'd be glad to lend a hand this time.
Thanks. Better watch out, though. I might take you up on that offer.
He might.
Ooh, looks like we're all up for a little exploration this time.
Actually, Machias, probably not.
Come to think of it, where did Gaius run off to?
I don't know,
He
Elliot.
mentioned the principal wanted to have a word with him. You think he went there?
Ooh, Gaius is in trouble.
Oh, yeah. Wonder what that was about.
I don't
I
know.
hope he hasn't gotten into trouble. I mean, I doubt he would.
I have no idea. Fee and Laura left early too. I was kind of hoping we could all walk back to the dorm together for once. That
Maybe.
sounds nice.
Hey, so this might just be my imagination, but do those two seem kind of awkward around each other to anyone else?
Really?
Reen, the pronoun game is never fun. Which two specifically are you referring to?
So you think so too? It seems like it started around the beginning of the month. I wonder if something happened then. It's like they've been avoiding each other ever since.
You say that, but I did not take either as the type to dwell on petty issues or misunderstandings.
Neither did I. We've been trying to suss out what the problem between them is, but so far, no luck.
Suss out? Guys, this game is just Among Us.
I wonder if that's what that was all about.
Did you see something, Machias?
What happened?
Well, do you remember the day we gave our group reports on what happened during last month's field study? We gave a truthful account, including the part where Fee used an explosive to blast open the door to my cell.
Red is sus. Exactly, Lance. Red is sus.
Yeah?
That's when we found out that Fee used to be in a Jaeger Corps. That really threw me for a loop, but what does that have to do with Laura?
Laura secretly hates the Jaegers.
Well, when that came up, I couldn't help but notice Laura had a rather unpleasant expression.
She wants to kill the Jaegers.
It flashed across her face for only a moment, though, so I wondered if I had just imagined it.
Interesting.
But even if we assume that's true, what reason would she have to be upset?
I can hardly hazard a guess.
We all have certain things we'd rather keep to ourselves. We even have a member of this very class who remains tight-lipped about her own family, after all.
I wonder who that would be.
Do you really have to drag me into this?
Of course he does.
My apologies. I meant no offense. I do have my suspicions as to your lineage, however.
Starts with an R.
Really?
Ugh, you.
Yeah, Alyssa, really. Congratulations, Elliot, you figured it out.
Now, getting angry won't accomplish anything.
Don't worry. We're not going to twist your arm into telling us. When you're ready to talk about it, we'll be ready to listen.
It's not like I'm trying to make a big deal out of it or anything. It's just, if everyone knew, it'd make things awkward between us, and I don't want that.
Welcome back, my lady.
Huh? What?
Frost, you've gifted me the curse of knowledge. I hate you.
Sharon?
It's so delightful to see you again.
Oh, hey. It's that maid I ran into the other day.
You
Yeah?
know her?
What are you doing here? She didn't. Mother didn't.
But of course, I was sent here at the behest of the chairman herself.
Now to make it better, oh no.
Starting today, I will be assuming the position of caretaker for Class 7's dormitory.
Think of old steel school cat clocks where the eyes move back and forth. Sharon Kruger.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, everyone. My name
Excuse
is
me.
Sharon Kruger.
Do you happen to have a brother named Freddy? Has claws for hands, lives in your dream. Ringing a bell, Sharon? No? Okay.
I am a servant in the employ of the Rhineford household, Lady Elisa's family.
You love Sharon so much. Fair enough. I enjoy her in this game. I'm assuming that she gets even better in future games.
I will do all I can to be of service to you, so please keep me informed of anything you might need.
I will say there is a bit of information that we learn about her by the end of this game that my first playthrough meant nothing to me. What? Frost, you're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to spoil that for chat. Judy's only paying attention to chat, and even then only sometimes. But if you ruin that for him... You heard the man, AOD. Chapter 3, Beyond the Railways. Thermobaric bomb time? AOD, don't watch chat. He pays attention to chat sometimes. Thermobaric, yeah. Damn, I was wrong!
Whoa!
He only knew because you said something? It's true. Probably. He's probably hunting monsters right now. Am I right, AOD? You hunting over here? I am inevitable. Everywhere. So as it turns out, I cannot do and currently not hunting monsters. Darn. But as it turns out, I cannot do anything from the comfort of OBS. I have to actually like alt tab all the way over to Twitch if I wanted to come and be like, okay, let's ban Frost for like 5 minutes. Is there a character named Sakon in this game? Not to my recollection. You know what? We're going to do it, Frost. We'll see you in about 5 minutes. Why? You're more of a crow, honestly. That's fair. Sakon T's nuts. No! You fucking no!
Simply spectacular. Just how many
Beautiful
different types
breakfast.
of food are there here?
This looks more than edible.
You know, I should have a running count for the number of times that we've banned Frost.
I believe this is what they call an imperial breakfast.
Hey guys, you know about the game? No, I don't, Lance! What's the game? Oof, Shinope walking right into that like he was walking into a rake. Yeah, no, that one I legitimately just was... Yeah, no, I'm dumb. I'm dumb.
That's right, Emma. It's a traditional Erebonian style of breakfast. I must apologize. It's taken me some time to familiarize myself with this kitchen, so my cooking has been a bit lackluster.
This is lackluster, apparently.
Come now, Sharon. Your skill is something to be praised. This is far more colorful and varied than the breakfast served in my own home.
I would compare this spread favorably with the breakfast served in the Duke's household.
It's a delicious, delicious breakfast of
I'm honored that you think so.
omelet. The goal is to forget about the game. Oh man, I don't remember anything like that.
I've also brewed both tea and coffee if anyone would like some.
I get the feeling Elisa is less than impressed with the meal.
I mean, when she's used to this type of meal every day back at home, I can see how she might be a little bit less than impressed.
It sounds like they had a big argument yesterday.
Not a chance! I thought I'd finally gotten away from her. I'm not going to let her have her way this time.
Sounds like you didn't.
My lady, please. I truly don't believe the chairman sent me to keep an eye on you like that. She simply sent me so that her beloved daughter might have fewer inconveniences in her daily life.
She's in a military academy. I don't know if my microphone is picking up my clapping. OBS says that it is. Now then. She's in a military academy. There's a high chance she is going to run into many inconveniences if she chooses to join the military.
I can take perfectly good care of myself, thank you very much.
Pulling his... maybe a little overboard there, Lance, but okay. You're not entirely wrong, though.
Oh, fine. I'll take this up with her myself then. Is she in the office at corporate today, or is she out on inspection or something?
I believe she'll be dining with the Ministry of Railways president in the capital today. After that, she'll be continuing her inspection tour, so she won't be back in Ruhr for another 5 days.
Does she ever slow down? I'm surprised she doesn't burn through a pair of shoes a week.
That's very fast to be burning through shoes, Elisa. My shoes get messed up heavily.
I'm not going to take this lying down.
I will, however, take it standing up.
She's stuck her nose into things one too many times.
I can't believe that R actually stood for Elisa Reinford.
Not gonna lie, I know you're still listening, Frost. Again, like I said, Cold Steel was my first ever Trails game. I didn't realize how big of a twist this actually was at the time.
And from the sound of it, her mother's the company chairman, too.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that Elisa's mom is basically in charge of the continent's biggest industrial company. Her family's probably got more money than most of the aristocracy.
Possibly.
I can see why she'd want to keep her family under wraps, what with all the nobles here.
Anyway, I object to everything about this. Considering how busy Mother is, I'm sure she needs your assistance far more than I do.
Nonsense, Elisa. We need her more than she does.
You're really concerned about her, aren't you? The way you two care so much for each other deep down is one of the reasons I'm so proud to serve you.
Yeah, she does give off I care, but I don't want anybody to know vibes.
That's preposterous.
Oh, my lady, I almost forgot to mention that I made plenty of your favorite apricot jam. Would you like me to spread some on your toast?
Ooh, really?
Elisa.
Stop treating me like a child.
She goes from the super serious, I will not let my mother have her way. I made apricot jam. Ooh, yay! I love it.
Though yes, I would like some jam.
It's almost heartwarming to watch.
Looks like Sharon's got her number.
Tried to stop you walking into that D's Nuts joke and got banned for it. It's true. This is my Joker arc. After beginning the day with Sharon's peerless breakfast, the members of Class 7 left to go about their daily routine. Villains are made, not born. It's true. They are. And Frost is the first villain. Meanwhile, Reen went to check the tasks that the student council had been given him for that day. And I'm a supervillain. Fair enough, AOD. To be revealed soon. I am not looking forward to whatever it is you have me doing tomorrow, AOD. Obtain student tasks for June. Of course, we have the old schoolhouse. This month, I would like the members of Class 7 to commit themselves to their noble academic pursuits. Though I know, studious as you all are, I can expect that anyway, so on top of that, I'd like you to continue the exploration of the old schoolhouse and report your findings to me. Very humorous principal. Born to be Orbital. We're testing the Orbital bike's capabilities on a highway near Trista. Horror games. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. If you're curious, come talk to us in the engineering building, George and Angelica. I'm in need of some aid. Some fair maiden has sent me several messages proclaiming her love for me. And who could blame her? I simply must know who she is. So would some kind soul find her and bring her to me? More details behind the storage building. Vincent Florold, Year 2, Class 1. Hey, a request from George and Angelica. It's about the Orbital bike, too. Wonder what they need my help with. Looks like I'll have to swing by the engineering club before I head to the old schoolhouse. It's the suspense that gets me. Well, this is the first sun I've seen in days, so I might as well make the most of it. Alright, let's do this. Who can I hang out with? Horror games just remind me of horror movies. Cheap, stapled together trash, and millions of them. True, there are. Like, some of them are good. Not most of them, though. Most of them are less good. Also, holy cow, that's a lot of people that we can hang out with today. We have 7 bonding points. But before we can hang out with anybody, it's time for quests. Yep. Behind the storage building. Alrighty, Vincent. Excuse me, is your name Vincent by chance? Indeed it is! Standing before you is a nobleman overflowing with love and pathos. The one, the only Vincent Florold. I presume that you are the Cupid that I asked the student council to send me? He's quite the character. He really seems to like himself, but that's what I've grown to expect from Class 1. I'm no Cupid, but I am here on behalf of the student council, yes. Haha! I'm glad that then you may still well serve my purposes. Allow me to congratulate you on making your way here. So, based on your request and my new nickname, I assume you want me to find someone for you. Yes, something along those lines. Do you have some time to spare? If so, I shall begin explaining the particulars of my request. Yeah, let's hear it. Please elaborate on your request. Haha, a fine answer indeed. Though before we continue... Phew, Sarifa is currently nowhere to be seen. Hey, AOD, it's Laufey's cat. Who enjoys pudding? I enjoy pudding. Excuse me. Sorry for all the burps tonight. I think I've sent her a screenshot of this exact scene the first time that I played it. She was not pleased, or she was not amused. Now that I think about it, this is kind of an unusual meeting place. Are you happy to keep this Are you hoping to keep this request quiet? Not exactly. I was merely hoping to avoid things getting meddled in. My father sent Sarifa to the academy to keep an eye on me. As you can imagine, her watchfulness can occasionally be rather constraining. Personally, you're a fan of butterscotch? Butterscotch is good. My pudding of choice is probably chocolate or banana. Banana's some pretty good pudding as well. Underrated, yeah. Yeah. Wait. Oh, yeah, Judy, you missed some fun imagery earlier, didn't you? Nobody tell him, okay? Nobody tell him. Black Rose Dragon! Welcome in. Welcome in. We're taking on Vincent's quest right now. I don't know, I was busy. Huh? Well, that is apart from the meat of the matter. To be blunt, I have received not one, not two, but 3 passionate love letters of late, and all from a single writer. But I wouldn't be surprised. Yes, welcome in indeed. Show meat? No! Lance, I'm not making that into a command. Oh, that's not... You weren't trying to command. That's... I show meat. Is that what you've been watching, Lance? Is that what you're watching with me on in the background or on your second monitor? If so, don't announce that in chat. You can watch that on your own time. The streamer, I show speed. Curiously, however, the writer in question signs with naught but a nom de plume. What I would request of you, my fine fellow, is to find out just which lovely lady is responsible for these. That's reasonable, but are you sure it's appropriate for me to try to find her? These are anonymous, after all. Do take a moment to think it over. The fact that she chose to use a pen name rather than remaining completely anonymous is proof of a pining, hopeful heart. Surprised you don't know about the incident. I am not familiar with that, no. I'm not crazy, am I? You are? But I don't know about this particular incident. In fact, I am absolutely certain that she wishes for me to find her. We don't need to discuss it. You know what? That's probably for the best. Considering that apparently Lance describes it as I Show Meat Part 2. I assume that I Show Speed was in fact, showed some meat. A nice solid steak. A massive sirloin. Yes, very much so. Okay. Not some. All of it. Oh! He showed an entire ribeye? We're talking about steak, right? He showed off a steak? I suppose I'll have to trust your judgment on this one. What's more, she sent cookies along with her third letter. Nah, the whole rack of ribs. Oh. I would hardly be worthy of the floral name if I did not thank her properly, would I? Yeah, I don't think I could stop you at this point if I tried. Do you have any additional information that would pinpoint exactly who we're looking for? I was talking about a food commonly consumed at backyard barbecues. Fair enough. Yeah, ribs. Exactly. That's what ribs are, Frost. I do indeed. The first hint is that she is a first year. As a man well versed in the feelings of beautiful women, I was able to deduce this from the respectful tone of her letters. Additionally, the fact that she attached a pressed grand rose at the end of each letter may serve as a hint as well. A grand rose? If I remember correctly, those are the flowers you use when confessing your love to someone, right? Bitch, if you're rich enough to afford ribs for your backyard barbecue, why are we paying a sub to you? You're not paying anything, Frost! Second of all, I haven't had a barbecue grill out in, like, years. And none of them were at my place. They were all at neighbors' houses. But I definitely got free food while I was there. Haha, quite. Which brings us to why this is a hint. The only way to obtain a grand rose in Trista is to purchase it from the town florist. Ribs expensive as shit. They are. I sell ribs where I work, and I'm like, holy shit, who is paying this much? Not at Costco. How much do they cost at Costco, Lance? Because where I work, they're like $14.99 for a rack. And Jesus. Adults get hamburgers, kids get hot dogs. Yeah. Yeah, and the kids also get, ketchup. Blech. I don't care for ketchup anymore. Actually, I didn't even really care for ketchup as a kid. 7-Eleven has some cheap ribs. How much do they cost at 7-Eleven? Wait, let me guess. $7.11. Is that how much ribs cost over at 7-Eleven? Is that how much everything costs at 7-Eleven? Probably like $5. What do you mean probably like $5? You don't even know? How much did you say they were? If I recall, I'm pretty sure the ribs at my store are $14.99, if I recall. They're expensive. They sometimes will go on sale for like $13.99. They're super cheap and they get them randomly as if they were seasonal. Fair. I guess if they only get them randomly, maybe they're not even receiving them as part of like a regular shipment. Maybe they're just kind of accidentally getting them and being like, "Ah, fuck, we got ribs again." Sell them for like $5 or $6. They'll go, and then we don't need to sell them anymore. Costco next to me right now is $3.50 a pound. You know, I guess I'm also thinking of the ribs at the deli as opposed to the uncooked ribs at the meat department. I've never seen anyone eat their food, though, without feeling sick afterwards. Yeah, no, that's a really good price, though, Frost. Yeah, that's also a good point, though, Judy. Eating food at 7-Eleven is akin to stabbing yourself in the stomach multiple times. No, it's still expensive as shit. I guess I don't know how big a pound of ribs is, or a rack of ribs is. Like, how big a pound... how many pounds are in a rack? So if we ask the florist who's purchased one, precisely, we will be able to discover just which shy maiden has sent these letters to me. Would you take on this task for me, then? Costco's ribs are about $12 a pound. I assume that's the pre-cooked, Lance, not the raw. There's definitely a difference in, like, the price for, like, raw rib versus cooked ribs. Also, I doubt that they're $12 a pound. It might be $12 a rack. It might be $12 a rack. You're arguing... Yeah, Lance is definitely arguing, trying to say that they're affordable. They are not if they're $12 a pound. $12 a rack is pretty affordable. $12 a pound is not. Well, fuck you then. Yeah, exactly. I can feed a small town on hot dogs at that price. Exactly. I'm truly indebted to you. Based on her pseudonym and her use of a grand rose, I can only imagine Our Lady is a very model of grace. I'm a KMS. How dare you, Lance? Now that you mention it, what was the name she used? Oh, it seems I neglected to mention that very important detail. She calls herself the Grand Maiden. What is this? Teddy fight. Now you want a hot dog? Welcome back, Allie! We've just been having a fun conversation about meat over here. And hot dogs are good. A nickname taken from the daughter of a baron who married into the imperial family long ago. The emperor at the time was so smitten that he gave her countless numbers of grand roses, and so came the moniker. Are you a meat lover? You've been lurking? Okay. Okay, good. Good to hear. And am I a meat lover? I am a meat lover. Hot dogs are shit. Bratwurst is where it's at. Both are great, but you're right. Sausage in general, and specifically bratwurst, are amazing. What do you guys like to put on your hot dogs and or sausages and or bratwursts, chat? I like mustard and more mustard. My local Fred Meyer has ribs for $3 a pound or $15 for a rack. Yeah, I work at the deli at my grocery store, and ours are about, yeah, $14.99 a rack. Not cheap. You just want ketchup and mayo. Mayo on a hot dog? I understand people putting ketchup, but mayo? We're still on that. I thought I admitted I was wrong. Yeah, you're wrong. But Frost was looking up for his own sake. Chili, mustard, onions. Chili is good. Mustard is good. I'm not an onion guy myself, but you know what? Chili and mustard I'll respect. Maybe not at the same time. But I'll put either one of them on a hot dog, though. Mayo goes good with a lot of things. Maybe I just don't care for mustard in general, but also mayo on a hot dog Sounds disgusting. $10 beef hot dogs is $5. Not $10 beef hot dogs. 10 beef hot dogs is $5. Nice. Also, always all beef. That's fair. Are the ads done? Are the ads still going? Are they gone? Turkey, though. Turkey hot dogs aren't too bad. You'd probably be getting some sussy mayo. I just don't care for the taste of mayo in general. Just, ugh. Oh, never mind. Ad break is currently in progress. I'm going to wait this out. I know we just have been having a conversation this whole time, so you'd think that, maybe the ads are done by now. No, they just started. So in order to ensure that people don't miss anything, we're not going to press the advance button until these ads are over, to make sure that you don't miss anything. Poor Judy, though. He has to watch all these ads. I'm so sorry. Here, if you just like the way hot dogs are made, kosher hot dogs are the way. That's fair. I haven't seen any ads, though. Wait, what? According to this, we're in an ad break right now. Twitch also says that I'm in ad break. Gameplay, casual chat, exactly. Who needs gameplay when we can just sit here and have a conversation about how we like to eat our meat? It's always a good time, right? Maybe it's broken. I've heard that some streams haven't been playing ads and it's affecting ad revenue. That's not good. Does it tell people that it's playing ads and then it isn't? Or is it just not playing ads but also not telling people that they're getting ads? We're here for the games? Nah. I don't know who told you that you have to be here for the games, but nobody's here for the games. You're here to listen to me go on and on about how we like to eat our meat. Not sure, to be honest. I don't know either. Wait, Judy, do you have Twitch Nitro? Is that why you're not getting any ads right now? We're watching manga, exactly. We are watching an interactive manga. I mean, if you think about it, people refer to video games as an interactive medium. No, I don't pay for subs. I know that, like, Twitch Nitro or whatever it's called. I forget what it's actually called. Twitch Nitro feels right, but Twitch Nitro is like a way to Turbo. That's what it's called. Thanks, Frost. But it's a way to like skip ads all over the place without. Yeah, Discord is Nitro. Yeah, it's but Twitch Turbo is a way to skip ads everywhere without paying for anyone's individual subs. Also, welcome back, ad viewers. You didn't miss a thing, don't worry. Ads are over now, though. The Emperor at the time was so smitten that he gave her countless numbers of grand roses, and so came the moniker. What ad viewers? I don't know. I'll bring up the stream on a logged out tab to check ads. Thank you. What ads? Apparently none. It sure did say that I was in ads, though. I see. Can't say I've heard that story before, but it's interesting. But this is no time to stand around thinking about it. I'll head over to the flower shop right away. Very well. I leave this matter in your clearly capable hands. By the way, Reen, how do you like to eat your meat? What? Secret admirer started. You're getting ripped off. I hope that's not the case. That would suck. I'd be very savage. Boutique. Oh. Guess I'm inside the building instead of outside of it, but that's fine. Nah, we're ripping off Dan Clancy and his Clancyville profits. True. Excuse me, would you mind if I asked you a question? Not at all. Go ahead. Rain explained the situation to Jane and asked about any first years who had recently purchased any grand roses. Well, there was you a few months ago. Yeah, besides me. Shut up. It wouldn't be hard to find out if I looked at my records, but I'm not exactly sure I should disclose that information. Understandably so. I don't intend to do anything with this information that they don't want me to, though.
Good boy.
Thank you for the sub, Allie! Thank you very much. Tier 1 sub. I promise I'll have proper emotes soon. Beyond the free Genope hype. If they ask me to keep their identity a secret, that's what I'll do. I see. Well, if that's the case, I guess I can help you out. You had some leftover monies? Yay! Just remember, though, it's your top job to give the mystery sender your support and nothing more. I'll wish her the best of luck. This request getting pretty complicated at this point. Might have to force this sub off so I can sub myself for founder badge. Genope sounds French, does it not? A little bit. Like, it was intended to sound Japanese when I first came up with the name, but I can understand why people think it sounds French. In fact, when I was first running the name, people told me that it sounded French. Right. I count 3 first years who've made a Grand Rose purchase recently. In class order, first is Beryl from class 3, then there's Vivi from class 4, and Rosine from class 5. I see. Thank you very much for the help. The fact that she mentioned Vivi has me worried! Yes. I wonder... I don't know how much they, whatchamacallit. How much they... I know that they call back to previous things that you've done. Such as previous quests, I mean. Actually, that is a good question, Frost. What do you mean by 8 left? With Allie, I have 7 subscribers on my first day of being subscribed. 8 founder badges left? Okay. Hope she's not trying the same trick on someone else right now. Not at all. Good luck. Eight Pokemon badges left? Exactly. Only the first 10, but AOD stole it out from under me with a gift sub, which does not count. Ooh. Okay. You guys know the mission. We have to keep Frost at a gift sub until all 10 of my founder badges have been given out. So he can't get one. Mwahaha. Almeo, do it. You have the power to help with that, Judy. Hype Train. Okay. Black Rose came out 10 community subs. Oh my god. You know, I didn't expect for any of this stuff to happen, which is why I don't have special emotes for it. But thank you very much, Black Rose. Black Rose stealing it out from all the others. And the fact that that's a hype train, yeah, wasn't expecting any of this to happen. So, thank you very much. Congratulations to Comrade, to Judy, to Coke Zero Can, JMK725, Pizza Cat, Nova Estelle, Neo Virgil, Here for Keeps and Castles, GTP 3002, and Breaking Free for the subscriptions. Everybody say thank you to Black Rose. Je vous aime. Also, I understood a little. I understand a little bit of French, Lance. Not a ton. But I appreciate what you're trying to say. What's with the stern look, Fee? Turns out I'll be growing some flowers for the club. But I need to go and get the tools. I see. Sounds tough. Kind of rare to see you this serious about something, though. It happens. Sometimes. Should I give her a hand? No, I need to finish quest. Yeah. Who are you thanking, Lance? AOD gave you your sub earlier. What do you have for books? Oh, hey, Imperial Chronicles number 3. Pick that up. Pick that up. Buy all of these. Oh, except for the munch sandwiches. Black Rose. That is true, Black Rose. You gave everybody else subs, but not yourself. He's, Vafonculo. Based. True. That is true. He leads others to a power he cannot himself obtain. That, the quote goes something like that, I think, right? Book seems pretty heavy. We should talk about it with Emma. Oh no! You made Black Rose cry, Frost! How dare you! How dare you? Can I see the emotes? Yeah, the bunny girl with the things. Congrats on all the subs. Thank you, thank you. You definitely helped. You guys both definitely helped me with that. I should talk about this with Eustace. Jeez. Yeah, bunny girl laughing, not crying. Oh, she's laughing? I thought she was crying. Never. It does say teehee. It does say teehee. I'm smart, I promise. No, I'm not. I'm the dumbest person in this entire room. Very much the dumbest person here. Anywho. Rosie! Hi. Excuse me, you're Rosine from class 5, aren't you? That's correct. Why do you ask? I have a quick, kind of personal question for you. Reen explained the situation to Rosine and asked if it was her who sent the letters to Vincent. Oh no, that certainly wasn't me. I fucking hate that guy. I did buy a grand rose, but it was for the purpose of decorating the church. If you know, you know, right? Hype train complete. Level 4? What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That hype train got to level 4? What the heck is a hype chest? Choo choo. Well then. Choo choo. No comment. Yeah, thank you so much, Black Rose. That was almost entirely off of the back of you, so thank you very much. I guess it makes sense that we would get the Choo Choo hype train during Trails of Cold Steel. Happy to help when I can. Well, thank you very much. No? What do you mean, no, Frost? Are you not grateful to Black Rose? Or in your case, grateful to AOD for your sub? Bad joke needs to be called out. Yeah. It's my bad joke, though. And I love it. I did buy a Grand Rose, but it was for the purpose of decorating the church. Oh, I see. Sorry to ask such an embarrassing question, then. It's fine. Oh, let's look out for Vivi, then. Or, who's the other person? Beryl. Beryl? I like Beryl. We like Beryl in this chat, you guys. Dorothy? What exactly is this? The outline for our next work, of course. It's a pure love story about focus on boys who've devoted themselves to sports, body, and soul. Don't worry, though. I'll let you join in on the fun. You'll be helping me out once I've got the rough draft written up. Her tastes are certainly broad. I'll just leave you two there. So you can, you know, do what's gotta be done. I know nothing about Beryl and she knows everything. True, she does. She knows everything. You're Beryl from class 3, right? I've only spoken to you probably at least once a month for the past 3 months. Heh, I certainly am. What do you want from me? Actually, there was something I wanted to ask you. Reen told Beryl about his investigation and asked if she was the one who sent Vincent the letters. I think she might be from Gehenna. She might. Or Gehenna? Gehenna? Gehenna is probably more accurate. Is she from Gehenna? She might be. I don't know, but she might be. Do I seem like the kind of girl who would be interested in romance? I needed to purchase the Grand Rose to use in a ritual. That's all. I see. That answered my question. But now I'm wondering what that ritual she's mentioned is all about. Well, that's all I wanted to ask. Sorry to disturb you. Sometimes it's good to be disturbed. Good day to you. Those tests are of little concern to me. If you're not gonna swallow and spit it out. Good night, everybody. My special charms worked just as I hoped. I have a powerful guardian spirit watching over me, it's after all. Alrighty, time to find everybody's favorite side character in this game. Well, second favorite. No, favorite. Judy, I'm pretty sure he was making an Animaniacs reference. Where you make a lewd joke, and then Yakko comes in and says, "Good night, everybody." On account of that might have been the joke that finally gets them taken off the air. Man, I miss the Animaniacs. Anybody else love that show? I can't even be bothered when grading these. I could write a program to do it for me and save myself the hassle. It won't take too long if I start with a code from the image recognition program I wrote a while back. Oh no, he's using generative AI! No good can come of this. Actually, I don't even know if that would count as AI. Well, it would count as AI, just not generative AI. Vivi, you're not Vivi. Probably the second floor. Unless she's just not. Mint! This flute isn't working! Try blowing into the mouthpiece, Mint? Oh! Oopsie. Guess I got a bit carried away now that my tests are done. Everyone's a bit out of practice after those exams. We all need to get back into the swing of things. That goes triple for Mint. Aw, don't be too mean to Mint. She's so nice. Let's see here. She might be outside? There you are, Vivi. I forgot she was in the gardening club. That would explain why I couldn't find her immediately. Well, it wasn't Rosine, and it wasn't Beryl. Therefore, you're the one who's writing love letters to Vincent. What's up, Reen? Were you so taken with my feminine charms that you couldn't stand another moment away from me? There's something I'd like to ask you. Reen explained the situation to Vivi and asked if she was the one who sent Vincent the letters. Well now, that is pretty interesting. I'm gonna take that as a no. Yeah, I wish it was me, but I'm having too much fun teasing Lynn to set my sights on any boys right now. Of course you are. You did buy a grand rose, though. Don't tell me you tricked another poor, unsuspecting soul into helping you torment her. That checks out, but like, maybe. Pretty much. But can you blame me? Can you blame me? She falls for it every single time. I can't help myself. You're a monster. Poor Lind. Can't imagine what she has to deal with a sister like this. I've asked all 3 girls the florist told me about, but none of them seem to have sent the letters. I guess the trail's gone cold. I should report back to Vincent for now. I can't think of a better toy or friend than a twin sister. Oh, Vivi. Love her. I would hate to be friends with her, but I love her. Tell me, did your investigation prove successful? Wait, don't tell me. Have you brought our mystery woman here? Oh, be still, my beating heart. Yeah, about that. I wasn't able to find her in the end. You cannot be serious. Did you ask the florist as we discussed? I did, and I spoke to all 3 girls who purchased grand roses. None of their reasons for doing so had anything to do with you. I can go into detail if you like. It matters not. If they do not concern me, then they are simply not my concern. I'm sorry that I wasn't any help. But there is one thing I'm curious about. Where could a girl get a grand rose if she didn't go to the florist? There's no way to tell. Perhaps if the grand maiden is a noble, she could have an alternate source. However... My darling Vincent, I found you! Who goes there? State your business. The cookies I baked up ended up far more delicious than everything I could have ever imagined. So delicious that they could only be destined for the lips of my beloved, my elegant, dashing, darling Vincent. What could possess a person to approach another out of nowhere and say such befuddling things? Furthermore, I do not even have the foggiest idea of who you are. Oh, but you do. What if I told you that I was the Grand Maiden all along? No way! Dumbfounded. I can hardly blame you for being speechless with joy. My real name is Margarita Dresden. The lovely grand roses I attached were grown by my family. So that's how you got them. If you're a part of Baron Dresden's family, then could it mean? Oh, so you know the story? Your suspicions are indeed correct. I, Margarita Dresden, hail from the same family line as the lovely Grand Maiden herself. It all adds up. Inconceivable! How come you, of all people, be related to the Grand Maiden? When her beauty pales in comparison to your own? Look, darling, we're already completing each other's thoughts. And yours are oh so sweet. What you said couldn't have been further from my actual thought. Even when you're shy, you're still so wonderful. Seeing the surprise on your handsome face made me waiting to reveal my name even... Sorry, guys. Seeing the surprise on your handsome face made me waiting to reveal my name entirely worth it in the end. Now, my beautiful Vincent, it is time for you to reply to my love letters. Will you enter a relationship with me? You may choose one of two replies. I would be delighted, or there would be no greater honor. Sorry, how many options did you say you were giving him? This woman could hardly be more different than the demure maiden her letters made her out to be. My only answer is a resounding no. Now be gone and bother me no more. So, that's how it is. Oh, just when I thought you could... This voice is not helping anything. Oh, just when I thought you couldn't be more adorable. To think you're the sort of man who hides his true feelings away. I beg your pardon? There's no need to fear. Please, I have one of these special cookies I prepared. One bite and you'll no longer feel the need to keep your innermost longings out of public view. Don't tell me. You've mixed something into your cookies. Oh, but that is for me to know, and you to find out. Stay back! Do not come any closer! You, don't just stand there. I'll need your aid if I'm to survive. I have no idea how to handle a situation like this either. Don't worry, my darling. There may be a slightly bitter aftertaste, but it'll all be worth it in the end. I've been looking for you, Master Vincent. Sarifa! Dare I ask what you're doing in a place like this? Sarifa, I'm begging of you. Please, free me from this terrifying situation. If I recall, you are my sweetheart's darling maid, are you not? So this is the Sarifa he mentioned. As much as I hate to interrupt this situation at hand, I'm afraid I must. Master Vincent, your presence at the upper-class dorm room is required at once. The delivery of a delivery of the utmost importance from Count Floral awaits you there. I see! Then I have no choice. I must go at once. But... The cookies are a present from Master Vincent, are they not? In that case, may I ask you to leave them in my hands for now? I will make sure he enjoys every last one of them later. Well, if you insist. Begrudgingly, handed over the bag of cookies to Sarifa. It seems as though Master Vincent has roped you into this nonsense as well. Hopefully, this can dull some of the pain that this annoyance has surely caused you. Prismatic cape. Thank you. With that, I wish you all a good day. Let us go, Master Vincent. Indeed. Poor Margarita. My maid, that may prove to be quite the obstacle. But no matter. There shall be plenty of opportunities to woo my darling from here on out. I believe it's time to get started on a new batch of cookies. Oh no. Well, today's been full of unique encounters, to say the least. At least that request is over and done with. Quest complete. There's at least one more side quest to do here. Dr. George. Hey there, Reen. Thanks for stopping by. Might I ask where Alyssa and Laura are? Those two lovely flowers would do wonders in bringing up this dreary old building. Let's not make Reen's life even harder than it already is. Haha. Sorry. I probably shouldn't think out loud. I still haven't talked to Angelica much, but she's definitely an interesting one. That aside, your request was for me to assist with testing out the Orbital bike, wasn't it? So, what will I be doing? Oh, please. I could hear you making those vroom vroom noises before you even stepped through the door. I was not. But wait, does that mean... Yeah, we want you to ride in the Orbital bike. Me? I can't deny that that's what I wanted this to be, but I never expected it to actually happen. I'll give you all the juicy details when we're actually ready to test. Before we start, however, we want to make sure that you have the time. So how about it? You ready to ride? Heck yeah, let's go ride on a motorbike. Okay, let's ride. Haha, good answer. First of all, let me tell you a little bit about the bike. Everything you see here is something that Angie asked me to build for her. And because of that, the bike's been fine-tuned to meet her specific needs. In a nutshell, it's all Angie. The engine, the brakes, even the handlebars. I see. As you might expect, she and that bike are practically symbiotic. When she's on it, she's a sight to behold. But because we turned it specifically to her, it's become a little too tough for anyone else to handle. Haha, think of her as an unruly horse. There's no denying she's a fine bike, but she doesn't play nicely with strangers. Right. I'm really hoping I make it through this alive. Same, Reen. Don't scare him now, Angie. Crow's ridden it just fine. But I suppose he's been working on this bike since we started too. Compared to him, you're a complete beginner. Which is great. You'll have a more objective opinion after your ride. I guess it makes sense why you'd ask me then. Haha. Feeling a little nervous, are we? Let's head out over to the highway. What are Crow and Toa doing here? Thank you, Rain. Angie and George told us you'd be doing this, so I came along to show some support and take some time off work. My reason isn't quite as sweet as Little Toe is here. Like I said before, this bike's at least partially my baby. Think of me as an overprotective father, making sure you don't mess up and hurt my girl when you take her out. Thanks. Crow, don't make him any more nervous. Don't worry, Reem. Just ignore everything this guy says. I do, and it's worked out great for me. We can rebuild the bike, so stay focused on keeping yourself safe. Right, thanks. Do you have much experience riding horses? Actually, yeah. You shouldn't have any trouble then. She's a whole different beast, but the basics for riding are the same. I've changed up my voice for Angelica like 2 or 3 times tonight alone, probably. So, have fun. Thanks, Angelica. That helps. I won't let you down. Okay, that should be just about everything you need to know. I think I get it now. The 3 things you want me to test are starting up the bike, shifting gears, and coming to a complete stop, correct? That's right. We want to see how you handle everything. Let me give you a few pointers. You might not really get them until you're on the bike proper, though. Hit me. First of all, you can't ride if you can't get moving, so let's talk about how to get started. Starting the engine is simple enough. But how smoothly you ride off will depend on how well you can operate the bike's clutch. Once you shift into first gear, open the throttle and then slowly and steadily release the clutch. Release the clutch slowly and steadily when I start moving. Okay, I'll try not to forget. Next up is switching gears. Before switching gears, make sure to pull in the clutch quickly and firmly. Once you shift gears, release the clutch and slowly and steadily, just like when you start her up. I can do that. The last thing you need to worry about is stopping the bike, which you probably want to know how to do. When you want to slow down, release the throttle and apply the brakes to both wheels, front and back. You're going to want to give each one a different amount of pressure though. Apply the brakes strongly to the front wheel and lightly to the back wheel. That should bring you to a smooth stop. Strongly to the front, lightly to the back. Who is that woman? The woman on the far left there? That is Angelica. She's great. We love Angelica. Unfortunately, though, Judy, you're not exactly her type. Let's just say she doesn't play for our team. I'm sorry. That's a lot to remember, but I think I can do this. Haha, that's the way. This is all about learning through experience and getting used to riding on the fly anyway. So, what do you say? Ready to go? Snoot. You bet. Right then, first is starting up the engine. How well do you guys remember this exact conversation that we just had 5 minutes or 2 minutes ago? Wow, this is pretty intense. It kind of reminds me of how I felt when I first rode a horse. What were those sounds? I don't know what you're talking about. Right, let's push those nerves aside and get going. Okay, so I pull the clutch level, shift into first gear, twist the throttle. Now that I've done all that, all I need to do is let go of the clutch and I'll be moving. Angelica told me how to do this. What did she say again? Fuck, we literally just had this conversation. Slowly and steadily? Yeah, I think we got it. Don't worry, Frost, that was mine. Don't think about it too much. Now we're talking. This is great. Haha, there he goes. Can't wait to see the look on his face when he gets back. He's gonna love it. Hopefully. That was still me. Who's messaging me? I will look at that later. That was, in fact, the Mr. Patriot mentioned earlier by our new friend Comrade. Wow, this feels amazing. I'm amazed at just how stable and smooth the ride is, too, considering how heavy it is. I think I'm getting used to this speed now. Let's try switching gears. Right, first I need to roll off the throttle. Then I need to pull in the clutch, change gears, then release it. Angelica told me I had to handle the clutch a specific way during all of this. What was it again? Pull in quickly, release quickly, pull in quickly, release slowly, pull in slowly, release slowly. I don't bike and I don't remember this or what she said during the conversation. Quickly, release slowly? Oh right, I need to pull in the clutch quickly and firmly, then change gears. And after that, I need to release the clutch slowly but steadily. We seem to be going faster. There we go. Perfect. Going this fast really does feel great. I get why Angelica loves this so much. Well, the fun's gotta come to an end eventually. It's probably about time to stop. Obviously, I need to hit the brakes, but how much pressure do I put on them? We want to go strongly at the front, lightly at the back. That part I remember. I'm pretty sure Angelica said strong on the front brakes and light on the rear brakes. Maximum power! I stopped almost exactly where I expected to, so I guess I did it right. This thing's incredible, though. Feels like I'm still riding along, even though I've come to a complete stop. But I guess I gotta snap out of it eventually. The others are waiting for me. I'd better head back now. Welcome back, Green. Well, how was it? I'm amazed, to say the least. The sheer speed, the engine's vibration, and the feeling of the wind as you ride along. I've never experienced anything like it. No amount of horse riding could have ever prepared me for this. Just, wow. I guess you've got some potential. Look at this guy. He's trying to act all calm and composed, but his face is screaming, "Let me go back out and ride." Plain as day. Seems like you really handled it really well, too, based on your report. I have to admit, I didn't expect those kinds of results out of you. It's a pretty unwieldy machine. It's even more impressive considering it was his first ride with her, too. Nice to know that I could have a worthy rival waiting in the wings. Not everyone can get that much praise out of Angie. You should pat yourself on the back. Heh, it's a real honor. Now, we need to hear some more detailed impressions of each phase. But, let's do that back at the engineering building. Good plan. Aw, they're having so much fun with this. Heh, maybe too much. Quite likely too much fun, yeah. Thanks, Rain. The info you gave me should come in handy. Ha! Glad I could help. I think she'll be a much more stable ride from now on. I'll be sure to tell Elisa's mother about everything we've learned today if they end up mass-producing Orbital bikes. Elisa's mother is the chairman of the Rhineford Group, isn't she? Yes, Reen. thank you for paying attention to the conversation that we had, like, maybe an hour ago. I didn't know you were familiar with each other. You know, I shouldn't make fun of Rain, because I did not remember a conversation that we had 30 seconds prior to when it was useful to know that information. Is that Donkey Kong, Judy? That is definitely yeah, that is Donkey Kong, DK's role. Nice. Yes, sure is. Hey, eh. Sometimes I make the unfortunate mistake of alt-tabbing when I have things in a specific order, and then I need to fix that. I didn't know you were familiar with each other. The Rogner and Reinford families share a good relationship, actually. Oh yeah, they're both big names in Ruhr, right? Yeah, Angie's dad's one of the group's biggest shareholders, too. Wow, they are pretty close. Well, now you know. Alyssa's mother provided the engine and a number of other parts for the bike, too. So that's how you got your hands on everything. That's right. Although whether or not Reinford will actually mass-produce the bike is another matter entirely. Their biggest goal is to turn a profit, so the only way it's happening is if we can show them that it would make money. That's how businesses work. Which is why we're currently trying to make it into something that the masses can handle. And today, you are a big help in getting closer to that goal. Wow! I'd love to see that happen. Haha! Looks like you got it. I guess my first impressions of you were right on the mark. Oh, but I haven't properly thanked you yet, have I? Thank you for helping us today. Here's a little token of my thanks. Received Dragon Vein. Are you sure about this? Seems like a really valuable quartz. Haha! Of course I'm sure. You'll be able to put it to good use. Well then, thanks, Reen. Thanks a lot for your help today. I'd like it if you could help us out next time we needed a hand, too. I'll cancel my plans as soon as you ask. Born to be Orbital complete. What does that even do? I immediately went into the wrong spot. Don't worry, it's fine. I'm okay. EPU recovers on field, and enemies drop more Sepith? Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, by the way, George, can you, help me with slots for a little bit? Thank you. Maybe I should do what Frost was recommending a few days ago and grind some Sepith so I can have enough to unlock everybody's slots. Probably do that off screen, but you know, that's okay. But yeah, that's all of my side quests, unless there's a hidden quest somewhere that I'm unaware of. Yeah, Frost, I mentioned you. If you can find... yeah, if you can find time for it, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I mean... I know the game has a soft level cap, assuming it works the way that it does in previous games. Apparently, according to Frost and Blackrose, I've been pretty underleveled for this entire game, and yet I still keep beating bosses. That's because I'm playing on normal, not because of the fact that the game is because I'm actually an appropriate level. Anywho, let's start hanging out with our best friends. And Eustace, I guess. Who do we want to hang out with first, chat? Is that Toa there? On the first floor? This is a room that you don't get to enter very often. There you are, Toa. Nice work today, Reen. Are you looking forward to the midterm result announcements as much as I am? It sounds strange to say it, but I am. You're looking pretty busy for someone who just finished her midterms, though. You bet. Now that the year's halfway through, we've got a lot to discuss. So much, in fact, we even reserved this room just to discuss it. There's the Academy Festival, someone wants to use the swimming pool next month, there's about a zillion other events. Toa, I thought you were supposed to be smart. You should know that the word zillion isn't a real number. Man, I guess it isn't easy being a student council member, let alone the president. I think you're the last person in the world who'd actually take this advice, but try not to overwork yourself. I guess I'll consider it. Thanks, Reen. She's just as busy as ever. Maybe there's something I can do to help. I mean, we already took on the 2 side quests of the week, of the month, so maybe, maybe not. Is there anything I can help you with? I've got some spare time, and you seem swamped. By the way, Junpei, I ended up watching the Nintendo Direct today. Next time we'll talk about it when we're not playing Trails. Fair. Fair enough. What did you think of it, Judy? I've got a few games that I'm, like, fairly excited for. Overall, it was probably, like, maybe a C+ to a B-. But a couple of games that I'm like, heck yeah. I've got some spare time and you seem swamped. Really? That'd be great. It just so happens that our usual note-taker is home nursing a cold today. Would you mind filling in for her? No problem. If there's one thing I can do, it's write notes. Is that going to be a faux re mi or a sola ti? It's actually pretty good. I'm here for Raido, and I think Pokemon looks better right now. Yeah, honestly, the new Pokemon looks pretty great. The new Raido game, well, I guess the remake of Raido Kuzunoha, also looks pretty fun. I never played the original Raido Kuzunoha. I don't know if that one ever got localized. If it did, I might look for a ROM and download it and play that. But if it didn't, I'll definitely just wait for the remake and play that. I'm assuming that's going to be coming to other things as well, not just Switch. But I'm definitely excited for it either way. It's been heavily overhauled. I think it was localized. Okay. Okay, good to know. And so it fell to Reen to jot down every idea, both helpful and harebrained, raised at the student council meeting. After a short parade of exchanged names, shaking hands, and slightly too long eye contact, he got down to business. I feel that, Reen. Slightly too long of eye contact is so embarrassing. Well, that should cover everything on the agenda. Summer will be here before we know it, so I think the pool should be our highest priority. Agreed. We'll get right on it. Should we decide who will be handling each task while we're at it? Then allow me to take care of the arrangements regarding the pool. I'll get our documents sorted out and hand them over to the requisite instructors. You mean it? Thanks. Let me know if anything comes up. The other major thing that I was personally excited for, as far as new announcements go, was a new AI The Somnium Files. Oh, I don't know if you've played either of the first two, Judy. Fantastic games. Made by the same writer as the Zero Escape trilogy, if you've played those. I believe it was a combination of him and the guy who wrote the Danganronpa games. So if you're a fan of either of those, you would probably love the the Somnium Files. I haven't yet, but I heard it's great, and you love Zero Escape. Yeah, same writers. Same writer. Honestly, when I, first saw the Somnium Files, I thought the art looked fun, looked up something about it while I was, at GameStop, and was like, oh, this is written by the guy who made Zero Escape. Fastest impulse purchase I've ever had. I did not regret it a minute. Without saying anything beyond this, the opening scene of that game has a zoom in around a carousel on a rainy night with a woman tied to one of the horses with her eye gouged out. And I said, yes, this will be my type of game. And it was. It was amazing. As soon as I saw they were making a second one, I immediately said, I'm not looking at anything for this. And the second game was also great. Not as good, in my opinion, as the first one, but it was still good. I see what you mean. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It was so good. I absolutely loved it. The second game was great, and I am definitely looking forward to this third game. Oh, it's gonna be great. I hope. I guess he could always just suddenly stumble, but yeah, great games. If you ever get the chance, those are some games that you should look into streaming, though. The Somnium Files. They're available on PC. Or if you have the ability to stream it from Switch, I guess. I don't know what you're streaming any of your other games on. Oh, hey, ad breaks start in 3 minutes. Maybe we'll actually get the ads this time. Frost, you said you have a second computer that's not logged in at the ready. Thanks. Let me know if anything comes up. Oh, speaking of which, did we have any updates on what we discussed last month? Just a moment, please. Allow me to gather the necessary documents. One day next year, hopefully. Okay, fine, I understand. She's so good at her job that even the upper-class students are hanging on with every word. I guess she didn't just charm her way into office. That's true. She definitely did not sleep her way to the top. Several similarly riveting discussions later, the council meeting drew to a close. Thanks for all the help today, Reen. You really didn't need to stay and help me clean everything up, but I'm glad you did. You're always doing so much for us, I'm just trying to return the favor. But you're really something, you know that? The meeting had a ton of stuff to sort out and plan, but you made it look easy. You're like a human student notebook. Thanks? I think you might be exaggerating a bit, though. I couldn't get a thing done without the rest of the student council. Not a thing. Really? As good as she is, Reen, that seems accurate. She probably couldn't get everything done without the help of the rest of the student council. You probably saw it during the meeting. We were able to sort everything out because everyone brought their ideas and opinions to the table. I sit in my fancy chair and act out as my role as president, but they're the ones doing all the heavy lifting. And don't you forget that, Toa. You can't forget the men on the ground, the men and women that do all the hard work. I never would have thought of it that way. If I'm being honest, I don't know if I'm really suited to being president. But if everyone believes I am, there's no way I can let them down. Best viewers on streamboo.com, remove the space, AOD or Allie. One of you. Get them. Attack. Even if I can't meet all of your expectations, I want to show them that I'm trying. Thank you, AOD. Wow. I guess that's the best anyone in your shoes could do. Still, Toa's not at least got that much to guide her. Maybe if I knew what I wanted to do, if I had that kind of purpose, maybe I'd know what kind of man I want to be. Reen? Boop. Boop! You know what? That was a perfect time to go into ads. We get the boop. Boop. You ruined my Stardew Valley fishing. You must burn. Yeah. Whoever that bot is definitely needs to die if we're ruining your Stardew Valley fishing. That is getting a, that's just going to be posted into the Discord, just with no other context. Although I guess I should probably shrink the thingy. Let's take it to Blue Sky first. Boop. Boop indeed. Boop. Alrighty, I did that with a whole minute to spare of the ads. And once everybody comes back, we'll continue with this very important side activity. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. And welcome back, ad watchers. If there were actually any ads for you to watch, I apologize. But hey, you came back to Toa. And isn't that all that matters in the end? Boop. President Toa stood on her tiptoes, straining with all her might to reach up and gently pinch Reen's cheeks. She's so small compared to Reen. Hey, what are you doing? Sorry, you just looked so stone-faced there for a second that I couldn't help myself. You're a first year, no need to get ahead of yourself. You've got another full year here to figure things out. Wait, you're not psychic, are you? I know how hard you've been working, Reen. I can see it as well as anyone else, if not better. I don't know what has you so worried, but your answer will come in time. Just take things step by step. I guess. No, you're right. Deep down, I know that what she's saying is true. If I start getting desperate, I'm just going to paralyze myself with fear. Ahem. We still have a lot more stuff to clean up and put away. But once we finish, I'll make us some tea. Ha! That's one way to get me to hurry up. Boop! Thus, Reen and Toa finished their cleanup and sat down to enjoy a lovely cup of tea together. Your bond with Toa strengthened. Excuse me. Where is she? Where'd she go? She disappeared. I'm sure Toa's still around somewhere. Well, if she is, she's hiding. Oh, there she is. No? That map says she's still in here, but she's not. You're not. Oh, wait, yeah, you are. Never mind. I'm dumb. I didn't recognize her from the back. I'm sorry, AOD. Thanks for the hand, Reen. You're one of Council's favorite students right now. Just remember, don't push yourself too hard. Muscle in on Big Sis Toa's territory and she'll put you in your place. Why do I feel like I'm being threatened? More threatened than thanked? Thanks for the hand, Reen. Oh. That was the exact same lines. Anybody else on this floor? No. Yeah. Nothing relaxes me quite like cradling a violin in my hands. Especially since I had never had much of a chance to play during our midterms. Yeah, most clubs put in their regular meetings on hold while exams are going on. You seem pretty happy, though. Huh, is it that obvious, huh? I'm planning on pretty much spending the entire day just playing. After not playing for so long, I'm out of form, so I need to get back into it. I'm kind of interested in seeing him play. Yeah, we'll spend time with Elliot. Would you mind if I listened in? Oh, be my guest. I need to get ready, though, so just hold on a bit. I feel that, Elliot. Frost, if anyone here would know, it'd probably be either you or Black Rose, but I don't know if Black Rose is still in chat. Was that a previous Trail song, or was that like just just like they made up a song for him to play there? So, what'd you think? I'm impressed. I never would have guessed you'd taken a break for midterms if you hadn't told me. Huh, you mean it? Good to hear. Seems like you're really enjoying yourself when you play, too. I can practically hear your love for music in every note. Aw, cut it out. You're embarrassing me. Oh, by the way. I've been wondering about this for a while, but you're a musician yourself, aren't you, Reen? Kinda? What tipped you off? It was just a feeling I had. I can't really explain it, but it's like I can tell if someone has ever even the slightest bit of musical experience. Not miracle experience, musical experience. The slightest bit is right. I used to play the lute for a while back home. The lute? Are you actually, Olivier? But that's a pretty impressive sense you have. You're really on another level when it comes to anything musical. I think you might be exaggerating just a little. Not at all. Most people wouldn't pick up on something like that. Shows the extent of your passion for music. That's something I respect. Passion isn't enough, though. Not in music. If I want to get better, I'm gonna need better equipment. But given the compromise, I can't even ask for that. What compromise? It's nothing. Don't worry about it. But it's nice to confirm that you do play an instrument, Reen. We should play together sometime. I've got a lot of rust to work off, but I'd like that. Great! I'm looking forward to it. Your bond with Elliot strengthened. Oh, before we leave here... First, let's talk to Lind. Vivi decided it'd be a good idea to compete for the highest exam scores. She claims she has a special punishment in store for whoever loses. So now, in addition to exam stress, I'm terrified about whatever she's planning. Our midterms gave me a chance to come up with a clearer image of what I wanted to paint. I'm not planning on submitting anything to contests or competitions, though, so for now I'll focus on painting for myself. I don't know what you're painting there, Gaius, but, yeah. Sure doesn't look like much. Here's another room we don't get to enter very often. Hi, Elisa. Huh. Isn't this classroom usually locked? It is, but I checked up on a whim and it was open. The janitor must have forgotten to lock it after he was done. I see. So, what brings you here? I got into an argument with Ferris earlier. She started asking me all these questions about my name after she found out about Sharon. And you ran off here? How many times am I gonna have to deal with this? She seems pretty upset. Maybe there's something I can do to help her out. I'm probably not the best person to ask for this, but do you need someone to talk to, Elisa? It's better than letting these things bottled up. It's better letting things out than bottle them up. Reen? Thanks. Whoops. Knew I forgot to lock up. There we are. Wait, did he just lock the door? Seems like it. I guess we're locked in. My luck keeps getting worse and worse today. At least it's not nighttime or anything. I'm sure someone will come by before too long. That's true, but... Huh. So it's just me and Reen and me. Here in the dark. Behind a locked door. No, Elisa, focus! This is all Sharon's fault. I wouldn't even be here if Ferris and I weren't arguing about her. Isn't that a bit of a stretch? You wouldn't say that if you knew her. She always does this. Imagine living with someone who knows nearly everything about you, but never thinks about your feelings. And on top of it all, she's always taking Mother's side. Like she did when what? Ooh, spill the tea, girl. Oh, Sorry, shouldn't have tried to pry. Even so, you don't really dislike Sharon, do you? I mean, I guess I can't say dislike. It's kind of hard to dislike someone who's been a permanent fixture in your life since you were a kid. See what I mean? If she's not going to be at the academy anyway, you might as well try to make the best of it. Or if she's gonna be at the academy anyway, you might as well try to make the best of it. Besides, she's sort of like an older sister to you, right? Siblings aren't always easy to deal with. You're right about that. But still, it wouldn't kill her to think about me a little more. Not a moment goes by in which I don't think of you, Lady Elisa. Sharon? What are you doing here? Wherever you are in need, I shall be by your side. After all, isn't that what an older sister is for? Heh, she knows how to make an entrance, I'll give her that. Like a certain bard we all know and love. I can't believe she heard all that. Oh my, I didn't interrupt anything personal between the two of you, did I? I would be more than happy to lock the door again and leave the two of you to whatever it is you were up to in here. Don't even joke about that. Your bond with Elisa strengthened. What were you thinking about earlier, Elisa, huh? I really can't let my guard down around you, can I, Sharon? Whatever. I'll let you off the hook this time, since you unlocked the door for us. I would undo any lock for your sake, Lady Elisa. After all, I want you to think of me as an elder stop that! It's embarrassing! Aww. They care about each other. Ooh, do I want to hang out with Machias or Gaius first? I'm gonna do both eventually, but who first? Let's go to the Academy Field. Phew. Wow, your clothes are covered in dirt. You seem even more into this than I realized. It's just dirt, hardly an issue. It takes a good deal of effort to care for horses. I suppose it's only natural to end up like this. Heh, I suppose you're right. Shall I lend him my hands while I'm here? Yeah. Care for a little help? I've got some experience working with horses myself, so it'll help things go a little faster. Come on. It must be your hobby to show up unbidden to help to assist people. Your offer does come at an opportune moment, though. I was just about to start washing them, so feel free to join in. Scrub, scrub. Phew. This is every bit as tough as I remember it being. Already thinking of throwing in the towel. You were the one who offered to help, so don't think I'll let you back out so easily. I know, I know. Aren't you getting a little tired yourself, Eustace? We wouldn't want you to overexert your frail little noble body or anything. Maybe you should just go take a nap. What do you take me for? This is nothing. Perhaps if you put as much effort into your work as you did your toothless jokes, we'd be done by now. Shut up! I'm doing just fine. I guess Eustace isn't any friendlier towards girls than he is to guys. Right, time to Whoa there, we've got a wild one here. Understandable. This horse recently arrived from the Nord Highlands. He's still young, so he hasn't quite grown accustomed to the stables yet. Does the school normally get horses all the way from the Highlands? Indeed. They're known to breed the best horses. Even the army gets their horses from there. Now then. Eustace gently stroked the horse's neck. You're pretty good at that. When I was younger, I used to go to the stables whenever I was bored. My brother taught me how to ride horses and how to take care of them. And I am truly grateful for that. You two are incredibly lucky to have each other. Grr. I'm not gonna let some snooty noble who learned about horses with a silver spoon in his mouth show me up like this. It's subtle, but he's definitely changed since we came back from our last field study. Feels like he's more willing to be open with us now. Care to explain what you're staring at? Heh, don't mind me. Anyway, we've got a horse to clean. Reen helped his writing club for a little while longer before bidding Eustace farewell. Hey, you two are getting close. You're really something, Machias. You're always calculating your next move. I've got to figure out how to do that. Wow, he looks really like he's getting into it. Ah, hello there, Reen. Sorry, I was caught up in my game there. No worries. Sorry if I disturb you. Is there some big chess game coming up or something? You seem way more focused than I'd expect for a regular match. Indeed there is. And not just a match either. It's a match that'll determine the fate of this club. But I have every intention of completely dominating the upper class students. Just always seemed pretty interesting. Should I stick around to watch? Sure. Would you mind if I watched you play for a bit? I'm familiar with the rules at least. And it seems pretty involving, like a pretty involving game, even as a spectator. Be my guest. But if you know the rules, how about you play a game instead? I'm sure you'd have more fun doing than just watching. Are you sure? Might as well. I'll watch you two, so come on and take a seat here. And that's checkmate. That didn't take long. That was some high-level play. Machias, I didn't stand a chance. Let me guess, Machias hit you with the Scholar's Mate, didn't he, Reen? Heh, it's nothing special. My father taught me to play when I was young. We've been playing against each other ever since, so I've had years of practice now. Apparently, he never lost a game back home. He really is the savior of the chess club. So you were playing against adults even though you were a kid? That's definitely explained things. I used to tag along with my dad whenever he went out hunting, but I just never got that good at it. Sorry. No, I shouldn't have reacted like that. Hunting's not an exclusive noble pastime either, after all. It's just not that common in Heimdall. Yeah, I can imagine. Last month's field study gave me a lot to think about. I've come to realize that it's unfair of me to pass judgment on nobles simply for being born into that life. For example, I've never met your parents, but I can tell from talking to you that they're good people. Machias. Heh. Man, am I glad we made up. Don't start getting weird on me now. I don't really get what you're talking about, but yeah. Friendship's what youth's all about. Speaking of which, how about you join your pal in the chess club, Reen? We need as many people as possible if we want to take down the upper class chess club. Yeah, but you need to actually win in order to take on the upper class chess club. Blah. How about you guys, chat? You guys play chess? Any fellow chess nerds in the chat right now? I was a huge chess nerd in high school. Well, maybe not a huge chess nerd, but I was a bit of a chess nerd in high school. Sorry, but I'll have to decline. The members of the upper class chess club are like humiliating players weaker than they are. This isn't about the fact that they're nobles anymore. They're shaming the very act of playing chess, pure and simple. And Stefan and I aren't going to let that stand. Well said, Machias. Haha, then I'll be cheering you guys on. Good luck, Machias. Thanks, I won't let you down. I've only got a few more people to hang out with. We'll save the best for last. What's with the stern look, Fee? Turns out I'll be growing flowers for the club. But I need to go get the tools. Yeah, I see. Sounds tough. Kind of rare to see you get this serious about something, though. It happens. Sometimes. Should I give her a hand? Yeah, let's give her a hand. Would you like me to help you out? Sure. Have fun. I wasn't offering to do it for you, Fee. Oh. Given how many types of plants there are, you've got no shortage of options. Have you got an idea of what you wanted to raise? Yep. Fee took out a small bag filled with seeds and showed it to Reen. Oh, what are these? Flower seeds. Don't know what they're called though. Someone gave them to me when I was in the Corps. Had them ever since. Ah. Do you know how to raise them then? Yep, they told me how. They were kind of joking about raising them with love. I don't know if that was a joke. My mom said the same things about the plants that she grows in our kitchen. So does Edel. I don't know much about love, though. Then maybe this is the right time for you to try to raise them. Oh man, your core sounds so different from the image I've always had in my head. Her outfit is too cute. Fair. Her outfit's kind of grown on me. I still don't like Emma's DLC outfit, but Fee's has kind of grown on me. How so? The way you tell it, you sound like one big family in a sense. I always thought Jaegers were, well, a bit more violent and bloodthirsty, I guess. Maybe I was just being too narrow-minded, though. Can't blame you. Everyone's more concerned about the negative reputation Jaegers have than anything else. There's some people who can't even accept their own existence. Or their existence, rather. What do you mean? Nothing. Let's hurry up and buy the tools and fertilizer. Good idea. Never seen those seeds before, so let's ask Jane for some advice on the best way to raise them. Reen and Fee bought the tools and fertilizer they needed. After which, they made their way to the Academy's flower bed to plant the seeds. I take it that you're just doing the bonds and side quests tonight before heading to the main story another night. I'm gonna enter the tower, I think, tonight, or not the tower, the old schoolhouse tonight, and then I'm gonna probably call it there. I've done all the side quests. I'm gonna finish talking to Fee, talk to Laura, and then I'm gonna head into the thing. And then once I'm in there, I'll call it for the night. Tomorrow is my free night, so I'm going to be doing something non-Trails related. And then the next time that I actually am going to be playing Trails of Cold Steel won't be until Tuesday, because I take Sundays and Mondays off from streaming. That should do it. They should bloom in a few minutes if I raise them right. A few months if I raise them right. Wow. I misread that line. Though, to be fair, I almost thought that would be how Fee thought they worked. I hope they grow up big and strong. Me too. Oh, also, thanks for the help. Haha, anytime. That's fair. Well, thank you for agreeing. Bond with Fee strengthened. They should bloom in a few months if I raise them right. I don't know if I can, though. You'll do fine, trust me. I suppose. Where is she? There she is! Oh, hello, Reen. It's rare to see you here by yourself. What's up? Haha. I actually found myself rather interested in this store's wares, so I decided to browse for a while. I'm surprised at how enjoyable it's been. Should I join her? Yeah! I'll spend some time with you, Laura. Mind if I join you? Feel free. Maybe this would be a good chance to have you tell me more about things being sold here. Heh, well, I don't know all that much about them myself. I don't work here. They have a wide variety of items here on display, most of which I'm unfamiliar with. Which leads us to a question I'd like to ask you, Reen. What sort of goods and accessories do girls my age tend to like? What? I ask because, well, I've noticed that there's a significant difference between myself and the other girls here. Laura just said, I'm not like the other girls. For example, I went shopping with Monica recently, only to find myself searching for equipment to keep my sword in shape. Meanwhile, Monica was fawning over cute accessories and the like. Doesn't this prove that I'm rather strange? Well, you're from different class backgrounds, for one thing. That's a difference between you already. But even amongst the other nobles, you are a bit different. Just as I thought. But this is of no issue. If there's something I lack, all I need to do is take an opportunity to learn. Now tell me, which of these items here would most likely grab a girl's attention? I mean, I'm not exactly an expert on this subject. True. Fun fact, Reen is not a girl. Reen is not trans, confirmed. Reen grabbed a cute mascot plush that was sitting on the shelf. It's that sweet side questing vibe. Yep, it's been a side questing kind of day today, Judy. Which means little to no actual story. Little to no story spoilers tonight. Yikes. Yeah, no, that was bad. How about this Mishy plush? He's a pretty popular character over in Crossbell. All praise Mishy. That's something that I need as an emote is Mishy. Yeah, Mishy! Fascinating. He's certainly charming, to say the least. But how about this? Mishy! Laura grabs a strap with blue-haired muscular man attached to it. This Dogi character has a rather gallant look to him, doesn't he? When I first saw this part, I hadn't played any of the Ys games, and I didn't know who Dogi was. I know who Dogi is now. I'm 100% sure that most girls wouldn't have any interest in him. Oh no. Do we have any Ys fans in the chat? Does Dogi get no bitches whatsoever? Oh? This is more challenging than I had expected. No? Oh no! I feel bad for Dogi now. Reen and Laura ended up looking at an assortment of products appealing to Laura's unique tastes. In the end, though, they ended up purchasing the Mishy plush. Yay! Laura ended up with the Mishy. I couldn't be more grateful for your assistance, Reen. If it weren't for you, I never would have purchased something so nice. Haha, not a problem. Still, my grasp on what other girls my age like remains tenuous. I seem to have a long and harsh path ahead of me if I'm ever to truly know. You know you don't have to force yourself to be like everyone else. Because you aren't like everyone else. You are who you are. And that's exactly why we like you. And that's exactly why I like you, Laura. You've given me a lot to think about today. Let me thank you once again. I'd like for us to go shopping again if you ever have the time. Sure, that'd be fun. And then they kissed. Bond with Laura strengthened. Chat, we have reached maximum Link EXP with our first character. And of course, it's fucking Laura. I feel kind of relieved, thanks in part to you. We should do this again if we get the chance. And do this again we shall. Maybe. But only if the game lets me. As promised, let's enter the old schoolhouse. I will say that to the end of my days, Laura's CS2 outfit is the best. I haven't seen it, Black Rose. The front doors are locked. This will be our third time going into the old schoolhouse. The layout has really shifted out last time, so I'd better finish everything up before heading in. Should we get the show on the road? After you finish exploring the old schoolhouse, the time of day will advance the evening. As a result, all daytime bonding events and quests will expire. What was that? What was that? What was that? There really must be something down in here. A vision of what is to come cannot be outrun. Anyway, let's get this party started. Everyone from Class 7 said they're willing to come along. Now, who should I call? Who are you gonna call? We definitely bring in Laura. I think we bring in Fee, Emma. Honestly, this looks pretty similar to my endgame setup for, well, the endgame. So yeah, we'll take this. These two really don't seem like they're gonna work well together. Okay, let's get this investigation started. Everyone ready? Ready whenever you are. I've heard about your last few investigations. Taking me would be your optimal strategy. Alright, I'm counting on you. After what happened last time, there's no telling what we're in for. Keep your wits about you, everyone. So this is the elevator that you mentioned. It does seem rather mysterious. Another light's lit up from the main panel too. Looks like we can go down as far as the 3rd floor now. When did that happen? How does this thing even work? Anyway, let's check out what the 3rd floor has in store for us. We need to investigate whether anything else has changed this month. Ah! I missed dialogue. I'm so sorry, you guys. And considering the fact that I haven't saved at all since I started this tonight, I'm not gonna go back and read that. You could have just saved over a different save file. Shut up, inner voice. This is why I don't like you. That said, I think it's about time that we head out for the night. Ooh. I don't remember who you are. But it appears that somebody by the name of Castor Mentor is also streaming Cold Steel and is in Chapter 1. Let's go say hi, shall we?
I can do.
I did not mean to unmute that. Let's go say hi. Well, I've got my own emotes. Let's use them. Why not? Let's use them, shall we? Let's type out a good raid message. Fuck. Thanks, Judy. I accidentally muted not only my music, but myself. Go ahead and wish Castor Mentor the best of luck, or the best of wishes. I will see you all over there. Thank you once again to AOD and to Black Rose Dragon for the 2 gift bombs. 17 subscribers in 1 day. On my first day of being eligible. That doesn't happen to everybody. That's insane. Yes, thank you again to Black Rose. Thank you to AOD. And to anybody else who subbed for their own sake. I appreciate all of you. You all have a wonderful night. Let's go wish Castor Mentor the best. Whenever this thing wants to let me... There we go.
Can go ahead and say